Just for cutting the t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, I'll move it over there. I can see it down. Yeah.
So what's the entertainment?
Just waiting for Linda.
Oh,
It's the Heidi Show.
oh, good. Now I can see who else is on. I'll get off of this now, so there's no echo.
Okay.
Let's see, I'll power that.
We're about to go live on Facebook.
Here we go. Now I can see everybody.
All right.
Yes, I just did it.
Everybody.
Oh, Linda, don't you look swell?
You bet. This is Wear Your Hat Day, hey?
Exactly.
And if you wear your hat and show us on Zoom, we'll put your name down into a raffle or a gift certificate. Hello?
Oh, wow.
Hello, is this not what I do?
The picture attacked you.
Okay. So hey everybody, so what's new? It's 18th year. So what's new in yarn too? Yes, we've got yarn. Anyway.
I like Marge's hat.
Where?
Jeannie!
I can't see it. I've got, Carrie is on another phone or another computer and her job is to watch out for all of you with your pretty hats. Where's Marge?
It's my hat.
Marge is, I see Marge's hat, but I don't see Marge.
You don't see me.
All right.
Showing her face. She's showing her hat.
Marge,
What?
is your head under that hat?
Well, technically the painting of me is, I'm still painting my face.
Right, your head has to be under the hat. Boy, I tell you, what a group. What a group.
Judy, you're sitting in your car.
You're right.
How are you
Hi,
doing?
Terry, you see me?
You can come into the
Look,
store.
Terry,
you
it's
know.
a hat.
Even had some iced tea.
Oh.
I love you.
All right.
You missed it.
I didn't know the rest.
So let me tell you what's going to happen.
Okay.
We've got a whole, I've got Heidi's here, a whole pile of stuff.
Oh
So
boy,
you can know
stop.
why she's my crazy friend. And
This whole house joins the fight.
in fact, and then we're going to probably talk about a bunch of yarn, and then we're going to talk about fibers, quilting. But during the day, all of a sudden I can say, okay, the fourth caller who calls and says happy anniversary will get an extra prize. But if you call and wish us happy anniversary, everybody gets a prize. I'm not going to say it's much. Yes, Gar, maybe it'll be a seam ripper, maybe not. That's for Gar, Marge's husband. He always jokes about seam rippers and me.
If you win a prize, call and say happy anniversary.
Whatever she said.
Okay, Judy's upside down now.
Okay. So what time? Who's upside down? Oh,
Okay, I see. She put her mask on. Judy, are you outside the shop?
Share screen.
Yeah, so there's
oh, from Jane Reed, everyone.
No, I
Okay.
just said, hi, Jane, beautiful hat. And she wrote, thanks. I got it Cape Cod with Crazy Frank Heidi a few years ago.
Okay, great there, Jane. Anyway, where am I? Where am I? I slipped. Squirrel. Okay, squirrel. Where am I? Yes. So, okay, so that'll be one thing. Now, the other thing is, remember we have this 20% off until April 30th. The whole month, you know, this big long month has been, so you can come in at your leisure and spend money, or you can do it online. There is a code.
Right.
And it's on the website, the code that you need for getting the discount. All right. Then let's see what else. Okay. So let's start with why I call her my crazy friend. Ready, Heidi? Bring me. Come on, bring something. She's got to bring it over to the computer. All right, she's bringing over. Well, I'll show you one thing that struck me right away is she came in and here she's got stuffed animals. Now, My crazy friend Heidi doesn't start with just one. There are 7 of them. 1, 2. Okay, right, 3. What are we doing? 4.
They're all different.
They're all different, but I can't hold them all.
Well, you know how bunny rabbits are.
Hey,
Oh, they kind of.
Okay, Heidi, come on. Hi,
Hi,
this
guys.
is Crazy Heidi. Oh, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
How do I make these? These are made with wool felt and leftover quilting fabric. These are all hand pieced. They are not machine pieced because the wool felt holds together really well. And their arms are articulated with buttons.
Up a little higher for the Zoomers.
Oh, sorry. Can we see? Can we see?
Yes, they can see
There.
We're good now.
And they are, the legs are sewn in, but it's all hand stitched, and you kind of stuff as you go. There, I have patterns for doll clothes as well, and I just haven't gotten that far yet to make the doll clothes. They're great fun. They're quick. They're very portable, and they breed like rabbits.
Breed like rabbits. I love it. I love it. Little did you know we'd have husband humor, right? Or man humor. Oh, ho, ho. I think these are pretty impressive.
Oh, that's good. You know,
What was impressive, Heidi, is that it wasn't just one, it was 7.
well,
I
that's
mean-
those are the ones that I brought with me.
We're gonna roll out 6 jumbo biscuits until they're 6 inches wide.
I didn't hear that. Did somebody say something that I couldn't hear? All
I
right,
didn't.
never mind. Okay, now, what else have we got, Heidi?
It's at 350 degrees, and I'll fry for 30 minutes on each side.
Do I
And it's-
get my way?
This is
Wait a minute,
beautiful.
say that again. This is a stocking.
A Christmas stocking for the dog in my life, my daughter's dog.
I know on the other side.
Oh, it's so cute. It's beautiful.
It has
This is
a.
great. I'm gonna get it out of the oil, and I'm transferring it to a wire rack so it doesn't get stuck.
Do we know who's?
I can see.
Do we? know who's
Someone's
talking?
got backgrounds going on.
Bring some of that around.
Okay, Jeannie, could you mute?
Yeah, I could mute.
We think that's you that's coming through. Okay, anyway. So that's a Christmas-
That's a Christmas stocking.
Christmas stocking.
I have done 6 different patterns. I have a photograph of another one. May I go and try and see if I can share it?
Sure. Okay, we're experimenting here.
Let's see if we can,
Hey, Sam.
let's see if I can find where we put the, nope, that's not it. Did you see something that said knitting, Linda?
We're lost, Arona.
I don't know where the director is with my knitting.
We're lost the directory with knitting.
She doesn't know where the pictures are.
Okay, while Heidi's doing that, I wanted you to see that we've got the world here. We've got Linda Rose.
I just don't know where the director is.
Give away.
Share screen.
There's Linda Rose. Kathy,
You want to be,
Who's
I want-
loving
I
all
can't
of
find
these
the
new things
subdirectory
that
of
Heidi
the
is showing her.
I love
Steve
when
and
Heidi
Debbie are in
comes
the
to
house.
visit. Okay.
And what?
Steve and Debbie are in the house.
Oh, hi. Give away. Steve's bringing. Where are the quilts?
Ah, there, you could go to knitting. I didn't realize you put them on the desk now. And then we can go and share. I want the Christmas stocking,
Yeah.
this one.
We're ready. Or are you closer to the back?
And then we can share that.
We'll open the back door for you. All right.
We're going.
All right. Hi, everybody. Steve and Debbie are coming in with all their quilts. So
That's
hang
very
on.
good.
Let's get
Okay,
this
close.
out of the
There
Oh,
you
I
go.
got it. Okay. So let's come back to,
What is the name of the bunny pattern?
What is the name of the?
I'll have to look it up. It's a book. I've forgotten the name.
Okay. will you be able to take the person's name down and we will call?
I
her
will,
with the
I will get it. I
information?
just have to look it up. And then where's the share screen?
Boy, I
Share
tell you.
screen.
Share,
Zoom
share
stuff
screen
is
and then bring
exciting, isn't it?
that up.
Any more, buddy? Anybody else show up with that hats?
Okay.
Oh, hey, wait, oh, there, Peggy, give us a wave. There you go. Peggy's wearing her hat.
So
She looks so cute in that hat.
I know,
don't
she
why you
really
say You're
does.
not a hat person, Peggy. Just look at how she looks. in
See,
that
I
hat.
love, now where did
Yeah,
you
there
get
you
these
go.
patterns?
I got these patterns
It's really-
online,
it's, looking right there.
on Ravelry.
On Ravelry, because I've been looking on Ravelry.
Oh, she's got beautiful ones. I have 7 different patterns,
It's from the same designer.
all from the same designer.
And what's her name?
Are we lost?
I'll find it for you.
Okay.
But we're still working on cat. All right, can we go forward
To where?
without your picture? Oh, you got your
The
picture up?
picture is there, yes.
All right, for those of you on Facebook, can you see it? This is
That's another Christmas stocking. And that's made out of, I used Cascade for that, the wool acrylic blend, which works beautifully for it. And they're huge stockings,
Or did you
but they're
use
great fun.
the Encore?
The Encore.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Encore.
the Cascade Encore is what those are made out of.
no,
No.
Cascade is
Oh,
different.
okay, so
Encore's
Encore.
Plymouth.
Encore is Plymouth.
Okay, it's Encore is what it was. Sorry, guys, I
And
do
it
a lot of
worked up-
work.
It worked up very nicely.
It
on
works
the-
up
Yes.
beautifully, and I did it, I usually work in all wool, but I did the Encore because I want these to last a really long time, and I didn't want to worry about moths, and I wanted them to hold up.
Mhm.
And I've done a whole bunch of different patterns on the same basic pattern, and they're great fun. They're quick to work up, and boy, are they spectacular.
Mhm.
Well, as we can see with the green one that disappeared. Where'd it go?
It's in that bag there.
Oh, I thought she finished showing it, so I put it away.
Now, the one that's hanging in the photograph has been pressed. This one has not, so the toe will be all nice and flat. The heel will be all
Well,
nice
just to
and
give
flat.
you an idea of how big it is, what is that, 8 inches?
Well, hang on. The stocking from top to bottom runs about 25 inches.
5 inches, but the width, the girth of it is at
About, it's probably 6 or 8 inches.
8 inches. Okay,
Oh,
that's if you were knitting something. And it's not going to stretch after they put the coal in it?
No, it holds up beautifully.
All right.
And there's a turn under, so if you can see where I am right now,
They can't because you got a different screen up there.
okay, hang on. Let's stop the share.
There you-
Okay. So if you look at the top here, I will match this border, and then I'm gonna knit an 8-inch facing, and I'm gonna fold it down to the inside, and I'll sew it down, and when I put the hanging loop on it, the hanging,
yeah, I have this because it's that one in Islip I wanted to.
and go up and down again to give it the support it needs to hold such a big stocking.
Okay.
The dog had to get one too.
Pardon my interrupting. How do I change what screen is displayed? I don't want to watch that woman changing her clothes anymore. And the woman who's changing her clothes should step away from her monitor.
Where are you? Holy smokes. Okay.
Anybody can pin the speaker mode. If you go up in the corner of the picture,
Yeah,
the little blue rectangle pops up with 3 dots, and you want to pin the speaker view. Then it won't.
no, I got a blue circle with an arrow on it.
No,
No,
all right, go on an actual picture. So go on the store picture and see the square with the 3 little dots next to mute.
wait,
And then it's going to be, you can pin,
Yeah, but you don't want to do that.
I'm not doing it, I'm just,
yeah, we've already pinned the speaker view. That's why it won't.
Okay.
okay, I'm looking at Holly now anyway.
So you should be able to pin the speaker view.
She's got her top on now, it's okay.
But either way, you can pin it so it won't rotate through everybody. All you'll
That
ever
you'll
see is the
indicate.
speaker.
Linda Rose.
I'm getting a, all right, now. All right, so what's next, Heidi, on the yarn tour
This
while
is
Steve and Deborah get settled
The
in?
thoroughly crazy Heidi. Can I ask Kathy, you want to help me here?
Yes, because you really need to, it hasn't been finished and blocked yet, so.
So you gotta hold it up so that it can be seen. Pull it out. That's
Wow.
a Shetland lace shawl that is almost done. The yarn is about the size of sewing thread. There are, I believe, 1,500 stitches across.
I believe
And
it.
when it is done and blocked out, it will go fingertip to fingertip and from my neck to the middle of my calves.
I remember you working, is this a wedding ring?
This is,
shawl?
it's a little heavier than a wedding ring shawl, but it's on the order of that. I would have had to have used finer thread to have gotten the wedding ring. So this is 2 years worth of knitting. What for this? And it weighs about an ounce and a half.
Yeah, it doesn't. weigh.
Wow.
What size needle?
I am doing it on 00 needles. It's a
Yeah,
double
look
aught.
at that needle.
So
Tiny.
it's a double aught needle
Mhm.
size. I have knit another item similar to this. I knit a christening gown for my granddaughter. Let's see if I get lucky here. And
I was just gonna
I'm gonna
mention
say-
that because that was
I
absolutely.
get the cookies out of the oven.
and then I will share
These
the
look
screen
perfect.
here.
Well,
Find-
this is incredible because
I'm just gonna take a little piece of one.
This is, hang on while I get it to load. It's,
there's a Rona.
no, it's slow to
I
load.
bet you yogurt dipping sauce for so
Where
good.
I share the screen.
Oh, Samantha does Zoom. For school, show her how to share, where the share screen button is.
Yep,
Yeah, we got the young
there it
person.
is. Thank you. I just couldn't find
Gotta
it.
get the young person in. Are you come? All right,
All right,
while
So-
we're working.
this picture is a
Holy cow.
Incredible
that
birthday.
I knit. The yarn was a little finer than the shawl. It from the bottom to the waistband is 27 inches. Again, about 1,200 stitches around, and that was for my newborn granddaughter. And
Here, and even with
I made
so exciting.
for that.
I was in New York and I was playing the Rainbow Room, and she came to
I made an underdress. Hang on, it's coming up here and it should share. This underdress is worn underneath.
Friday night, and it is girls' night.
It's made out of linen.
I'm starting on dessert first. I'm gonna make brown butter honey cookies. I've got some brown butter here.
Who's watching TV?
Minutes to turn brown.
Whoever it is who's talking about honey cookies, can you please mute your
That's gonna go into
microphone?
Or you could
taste
use
this brown butter. My best girlfriends are coming over, and we're gonna get to share an evening with Delilah, which is just
Oh,
so
can
exciting.
you-
Recently, I was in New York, and I was
Here
Rainbow
comes Sam.
at the show, and I was walking down the
This
stairs
will help us meet everybody, so we don't.
And I-
hear about this.
immediately.
Go for it.
I'm gonna interview with her the next day. I am with the living, breathing. Say something. Say your name. You're listening to Delilah. I just died.
There we go.
Thank you.
You just have to.
Ah, the miracles of having young people, isn't it wonderful?
So here is,
Sam, give me a smile. Sam, wave. That's Sam. That's our computer guru now.
so here is a close-up of the bottom edge of the christening gown. And I'll tell you, of everything that I have ever made, bar none, that is probably the nicest thing I have ever knit I've been knitting for more than 50 years. That's by far and away the nicest thing I ever knit.
And I only thought you were 40 years old.
I turned 63 on April 15th.
Whoa.
So I've been knitting since I was 7. I had a cap that I made with that. That cap is also linen. Let me tell you that that baby was the best dressed baby at the church,
That
probably
day.
that ever went through the door of that church.
Mhm.
Oh, there's another pair of mittens I knit. Those are lined mittens. So the front and the back, you can see it's the Boston Terrier and the dog bone. And that orange that you see around the bottom, that's a full lining that goes up into those mittens.
Okay, can you show him the man holding it?
Let's see
The
where,
man you made it for.
I have to, oh, wait, hang on, I have to go find the picture.
There
There
he
he
is.
is. That's a fellow I work with. His name is Josh.
So the inside has a different pattern.
The inside, the palm has a different design on the back, and it's lined with an alpaca wool blend that's very soft and very warm.
When you say lined, is that a fabric or is
No,
that
I
the wool?
knit a reverse shape of that knit, and they're connected at the cuff. And you just slide one inside the other, so it's a double layer.
They're saying they can't see the other photos.
Who? What other photos?
Alexandra
Did you
says,
share?
Cannot see your other photos.
Are they on the Zoom or the?
They're on the Zoom.
Oh, that's
I only see the christening gown. I haven't seen the mittens.
That's okay. It says that I'm sharing, so
You might all I see is the christening gown too, because every time you put a picture up, I get it here.
okay, hang on. So it's okay, it's being temperamental, guys. I'm still learning how to use it. So these mittens are the front and the back are a slightly different design. And I'm gonna pull up another picture of the same mittens.
There was an
Yeah, I
arrow.
want the arrow to go in the other direction.
Well, it won't. Well, if you put your cursor over there, whoops,
There we go.
there it is.
There it is. I missed it. Hang on.
There it is.
So there, so you can see, hang on, let's see. I should be able to new share, hang on. There we go. Share. There we go. So you can see that there's
can
an
see
orange
what's-
edge on the bottom. That is a full lining for those mittens. So it's basically the same mitten, it's just solid, attached at the cuff and pushed up inside. So it's a double layer mitten.
All right. What I want you to
Squirrel.
do, this is Facebook Live.
No, that's
Your
fine.
job will be to Facebook Live what's going on.
Let's see. What else have I got with me? I have, if you can see it, can we see that on screen?
Go ahead, hold it, yeah.
My 10-stitch blanket.
And get up close to it.
This is effectively one big coil, and there are never more than 10 stitches on the needle, ever. It's just one enormous coil. It's called a 10-stitch blanket. The pattern is widely available on the internet. They are great fun to knit. They're really, really fast. And I, being the crazy person that I am, I never change direction. I never reverse my knitting. I just knit backwards. So,
Moving.
what else do I?
Now, when you were holding this up, I
Yes.
was wondering, so this is the right side of it? Both sides look beautiful.
Most people can, this cannot be done without getting that little line that you see. And most people would consider that the front. But the back has its own appeal.
Right, they're both.
Now, I have chosen to do this all in garter stitch,
Mhm.
so that I don't really, this is what I call mindless knitting.
Mhm.
I don't have to think about anything, and it just grows. And you can use I happen to be using Noro for this, which has beautiful color changes in it, but it's a great pattern for scrap yarn. If you have yarn, doesn't matter what you have, doesn't matter what weight, you can pick your needle size and you just go, and when you are done, you have a wonderful throw. Those are the most interesting knitting. I mean, nothing terribly exciting. It's just a pair of socks. But I've discovered the Skakel needles that have the double pointed needles with the flex cord in it. Oh my God, are they wonderful. If you're a sock knitter, these are wonderful needles.
Okay, I guess we have to get those, huh?
If you haven't tried
I
them,
have those at home too.
if you haven't tried them,
They're wonderful.
they're worth trying. It sure beats doing it on double pointed, which I'm proficient at. I can't stand, personally, I can't stand magic loop, but I like the double pointed. These are great. In fact, the stockings, the Christmas stockings that I showed you, those were all knitted on this style needle. And they're a little on the expensive side. They are worth every dime. Linda, do you want to hand me that hat that's there? I do a lot of knitting. I do a lot of different kinds of knitting. I am more than proficient with doing cable knitting. I do color work. I lean toward color work. And any of you who have been in the shop have probably, just click on OK, that'll go away. Has probably seen this guy sitting there. I personally like working with the finer yarns. And this was a pattern out of a book that had just the graphic. And I don't work with patterns a great deal anymore. It's kind of like sewing. Once you do them, you realize you understand the structure and you just make them. And so I made this hat and the matching mitten to go with it. This comes from a book called, I think it's about Gotland mittens, and it's a many, many years old book. It was probably printed in the 80s or the 90s.
It's not that long ago.
In terms of knitting, the life of knitting books, the book is ancient. It's still widely available, but it's still available, but you got to go hunting. I love color work.
Show them the inside of the hat too, Heidi.
Sure.
Because everybody who comments, I should take it off and show them the inside also because it's beautiful.
Like with the Christmas stockings, I like a knitted in lining, and I chose to do it. That's called salt and pepper, the traditional salt and pepper pattern. It's very strong. It's very flexible. It's very warm, and it's quick to knit. The other thing that I do, I know some people will do, when you go and turn a hem, some people will just do one row of purl. I like doing 3 rows, and you get this really nice turned edge.
Definitive.
Yeah, and it sits very flat. The other thing I do is I actually knitted the hem in. So I knit 1 row from the cuff to a row of knitting. This is not sewn in, it's just knitted in as I go. And what it gives you is great flexibility when you put the hat on. You don't get a tight band at the top of wherever your cuff happens to be. And that works for mittens, it works for hats. I do it on the ends of sleeves.
Isn't she crazy? I told you, she's crazy. I tell her every time I see her, she's crazy.
Was that in the pattern or you did that
This
on
is
your own?
this is no, there was no pattern. I had a chart in a book for this design here,
Okay.
and everything else is done. Now, how to do these decreases? Barbara Walker has some great books on how to do those decreases. Everybody will tell you how to do the decreases for the top. And I just did a simple 6-pointed decrease on that.
Squirrel.
Yes, ma'am.
That's our code word, squirrel. We're bringing Heidi back because there's more, but we've got Deborah and Steve coming up. And in between, I'm going to do some selling. Ha, ha, ha. We have 3-yard quilts. I love the 3-yard quilt concept. And what I'm going to do is bring you with me, as with my Facebook. Hi, Sam is doing Facebook for me. And we're going up front to show you our collection of 3-yard quilts. And this isn't going to be easy, but I want to show you, we've made some 3-yard, well, that's not working, is it? Have you gotten dizzy yet? I'm working on it. I'm working on making you dizzy. I need help here, Linda Rose. I need,
Yes.
could you bring over a couple of the quilts? Now, with the 3-yard quilt, you buy a 3-yard quilt, they're normally $36 with a pattern. Today, $25 with a pattern. And I will show you, this is Peggy's, she hasn't finished it yet. This came out of the book this pattern came out of the book. They are so simple. All of these are, this is all the patterns that are in the book. The book is only $16. Anyway, so this is one that Peggy did. And we have one that Terry did. Now, Terry, as a beginner quilter, did this. It was easy for her. 3 yards. Tell me, is that not wonderful? 3 yards. Done. Oops, going that way. And that pattern.
I put it over there. It's over by the sewing machine.
So it's in that book also. Now this next one that they're going to bring over, I believe is
Here.
this pattern. Okay. And this was a big discussion here because I had planned this quilt for what do you do with an ugly fabric. And we talked a lot about color in making this quilt. So there is so much you can do with just 3 yards of fabric. So now what I want to do is show you, we have a whole bunch of these. So you get to, I think, we've got here we go. We got a whole bunch of them. Oh, boy, let's see if we can see all of these. If you look on our website, you will see pictures of all the different colors. Okay, you can put it down. Don't leave it so I can reach it. Okay, so for example, look at this. Pinks, grays, and another pink. Oh, well, this is my personal favorite. But then again, you know me, I'm into Wahoo. And here we go. Look, this bright and pink and then orange. Oh, and this is another one that they came up with. I was thinking about this one last night. Look at those wonderful feathers with the blue and the beautiful plaid. And on it goes. And if you are doing a baby quilt, we have some little baby, it's very soft pastels. I don't know if it's too, there's little smiling stars. There we go. And here's a nice brighter set for a baby quilt. Oh, we got a cute one coming up. This is Peggy's favorite. It's got the green, olive. Don't you have a granddaughter, Olive? And the pink to go with the little girl, right? And then here's this one, sweet too. This is blue, pinks, greens, and yellows. So, oh, never stop, right? Thank you, Peggy. So $26, a 3-yard quilt with a pattern. Can you say no? Call in. Call into the store by 631-747-277. Okay. 631-277-4215. There we go. And because this is our great deal for the day, $25, and you're getting a lot. You're getting 36 and a free pattern. I mean, fantastic. What?
How pretty would that look in the pinwheel?
This is a pinwheel pattern. There we go. Can you see the pinwheel pattern? And here's another choice. Your choice of a pattern, if it's available here. And you can see these patterns also on our website. Under the segment pattern, you have to search. I'm sorry, it's one of those problems with our website, which I hope to get redesigned, but who knows. Anyway, so that is this segment's Sailorama. And now we're going to go back and talk to Steve and Deborah and see if we can find Steve and Deborah, did we lose them? Hello? They stepped out. Oh dear. Okay, what, yes. We're going to, they've got a whole pile of stuff here. And, oh dear. All of them? No, well, we're gonna do a segment with them on smaller quilts, right? You have some small ones, right? So, yeah, they've got the big ones going up front, but come on. Let's, I gotta talk about this one. If you saw my Facebook Live on Thursday, you saw me with these fabrics, right? And would you believe, so did Steve and Deborah, and whoosh, I've got a table runner standing here. Look at this. This is the back. This is the front. Are you getting this on Facebook Live? Is that not marvelous? Is it showing up on the Zoom?
Yes, it is. You're good.
It is fantastic. Now, what did you use in the border?
It's an artesian of Cape.
A Cape artesian?
That's his brand.
Oh,
Like a
yes, he
petite,
has a zigzag.
Yeah, zigzag, yeah.
What else you got small that we can show?
Well, we have some small quilts. We do a lot of quilts we give to people that form comfort quilts or apology quilts.
Oh, this is so exciting.
This how small I get to. In between, though, I have this other one that we made.
Here, we're gonna do this. Here we go, Steve. Guess what? You're on screen.
Hi, Nancy. Yeah.
We wanted to show you the smaller stuff. They're hanging bigger ones up front.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, here's the small. Okay, this is the size we make. We give away. We gave 16 to Cancer Center. 16. And then we give them every year. I make a couple thousand. We give them away. Now I've been giving away to Facebook people having difficulties and so forth. It's 3 yards of fabric.
3 yards.
There you go. It's called the Bordered Diamonds that we use. And it's very colorful, and it's a nice size for if you're in a wheelchair or if you're, you just need some lap quilt.
What was the size again?
You don't have, it's 40 inches roughly by 54. So you're looking at, you don't have to go past the repeat, you don't have to sew nothing together. So it keeps a nice way of doing it.
Okay, now, now I get to look at it. I was
Yes.
looking at it from behind. And I want you to, you may not have noticed as clearly. Boy, what's wrong with, oh, it looks so much better over there. Can you see the diamonds? Everybody, how that pattern is? It's a diamond, right?
No, I see what you're saying, right.
That is amazing. And I love the back. Woo!
It's called Lake Blossoms, Cape Bassets. Now, were you having a raffle? Would you like to raffle that?
Yeah, because you want it.
There you go.
You want it for your walk.
I just want it. We're having a raffle.
There you go.
Holy smokes. You got to call up and say, yay, Steve.
That's still on. It's a very pretty one. It's did a nice job. We like it ourselves.
Now, this diamond system, you're using, it's
Yes.
bias cuts.
Yeah, it's a 60-degree angle.
But when you're not a sewer, you don't know what bias is. So he was like, just cut it and sew it.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Well,
We do it.
the
now.
border,
We do it.
the border takes that biasness out. It helps stabilize it.
Well, it's that cut, it's not cut
It's
on
still
the,
help.
it's cut on the straight of grain.
All of it is, yeah. I don't go against the grain unless I need to. I'm looking
We
for
have a
pattern.
yay, Steve,
It's a
from
waste of
Marge
time.
Hartman.
Well, of course I'd expect, yes, Marge, yes, I know. Yeah, Marge.
But so I don't fussy cut the fabrics when I make diamonds. I try to make, I can get 18 diamonds out of a yard of fabric.
And then
This is what I do. Here's a box.
Can
of the
Steve
diamond-
come nearer to the screen?
Holy smokes.
See, this is the quilt we like to make. I like to gift. And it's a quilt that once people see it, they gotta look at it, whether you like it or not, you're gonna look at it.
We are.
I love catwalks for the quilt that they just saw.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, what?
I
Yes.
already have- Should we take Marge's?
The Yay Stephen is for the raffle for the quilt. Happy anniversary, the hats for the $50 gift certificate. Got it, everybody?
The name of the quilt is a Julie quilt. It's named after a lady who lost her life to cancer, so I have that on the back. That's what we named that particular size quilt. Those are the ones we gift out. One of the ones. But,
I am just.
so go ahead, show the box. I make a lot of them at once, and that helps me when I make the quilt. You see, it's all different kinds. I can show you some real beautiful ones too. You know, here's
So
something
you
like-
gotta be
you got-
not
you got large-
afraid.
You got large blue and small scale next to it, you know?
Marge's
So you
followed
have
up
to-
with everything, so am I giving the?
I mean, you can show them for days.
No, she's
I make
got a,
boxes
it's a
of them.
raffle.
Right.
You just take everybody's name that calls in and then we'll
Got
put them in a hat at the
you.
end. It's not
Got
first.
Okay, and this is for.
I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun. These are wonderful. These are wonderful.
What
Oh,
I'll do is I'll
God.
make hundreds of them. That's my therapy, put them together, and then I'll put these diamond quilts together. I'll have a lot to start with.
And then you just lay them,
Well, yeah, you need a workboard. Anybody who quilts, you need a workboard. If you want to make a nice quilt, you need to work up a wall, so you can stand back and look at it. That being said, then that's what we do. So you move around, place them. If I need a few that's special, I'll make them.
oh, all right. Now, I want to tell you, K-Fest, it puts out a flannel with lines on it. And Arona, could you bring me, here she's. Yep, there's Linda Rose. Linda Rose is ahead of the game. Here we go. We have these. They are K-Facet, and these are 2-inch.
That is a must.
Yes.
I cannot stress a workboard more than anything. I glue lined a piece of cardboard, like a refrigerated cardboard, hang it, something simple, so get a little stiffness. You can take it down on hooks or whatever, but you gotta have a workboard. Especially with these, because once you put it up there, you take it down, it'll never look the same again. Even when, it's frustration, so you leave them up, you're ready to sell.
Wow. Let me get these. Can I get these out of the way?
Well, I can see how many yards I need.
Wow. So these are available. You can find them online. Online on our store. They're $26.85 before the discount. But this is so fascinating. So when you lay these out,
yes,
you lay them out in.
Yes. Any order. You could do that order too, what you were just creating. There's other looks you could do, like I just seen what you were doing.
Yeah, but to sew it easily.
The trick to sew these is you got to offset them a 1/4 inch. What I mean by that, which some people don't, that's the hardest part of the diamond. So when they go to sew, you're gonna need
Okay, Deb, they're ready for you. You gotta get in there.
You
We're
need
gonna go where is Deb?
offset a 1/4 inch pass, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you start them. You don't line up the edges because. So
You go a 1/4 inch more.
So you'll
So
show a
this is
quarter
your
here.
1/4 inch up
Yeah,
here.
so you lose a 1/4 inch point, you'll see the other 1/4 inch point here, and then when you turn them, they'll be perfect. And same thing as I do the rows, I move the whole row a 1/4 inch. And that's the difficulty people don't understand with 60-degree diamonds. Because most people want to just put it together, like you normally would a block. But then they're off. You can't do that. That's it. Yeah.
This is so wonderful.
Now, I don't fussy cut any of these. I just go right, so you don't waste fabric. Like I said, I use 18 of this size diamonds for a yard. And with a little bit's left, I'll cut 48 2.5-inch squares.
Aren't you loving that?
Each one is a project where you can enjoy it, when you make it, because you're putting fabric together.
Oh, look at that. That's so cute. I ordered a bunch of K-Fast and they keep telling me, oh, it's not coming till.
They're having some difficulties, but this last collection, that the one you're getting from, is awesome. The best collection I've ever seen them come out with.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I just got a bill yesterday and my jaw dropped. The fabric wholesale went up 70 cents a yard. 70 cents wholesale. So buy your fabric now before.
Yeah, everyone's been saying it's just went up.
Oh, look at this one. I'm sorry, I'm having too much.
Ahead. I got.
Oh, God.
Believe it or not, at home, I got 3 boxes like this made.
Ah!
So
Heidi,
that's what I like to do.
there's somebody who's beating you.
Yeah, I enjoy
She
making
has-
diamonds.
Beat me on what?
I don't make too many small quilts, but this is the smallest. This here is Martha Negri's, what do you call it? Her last summer's come out called Veggies. And I took her whole collection and I used what they call Mad Plaid brand around
This is the Mad Plaid,
it. Yes, the borders.
and that's by her also?
Just the inside diamond is her whole collection of, what was called Veggies, come out last summer.
Okay, and I see you've got it in different colors.
Yeah, Mad Plaid is a good transitional piece. It's a good blender, believe it or not. You'd think it's crazy, but it's not, because I don't use any solids. My solids would be the Mad Plaid, or what he has called Aboriginal Dot, or Caperweight, or these different ones that have, matter of fact, when I talk to Cape, he does the same thing. We use something with a little more color, not a solid, but it still transitions the pieces.
Yep.
You know, like this did. And this was a nice collection. And wait till you see the back. The back is Philip Jacobs. It's an old one. Market garden. Yeah, but it was market garden. But I just thought it was cool.
Oh, God, isn't that
That is
incredible?
a stunning quilt.
Oh, my God.
He does some work. Too. So
You guys do some work,
Well-
let me tell you.
it's been a long
Now
time.
that you got onto this diamonds thing, it's a lot quicker
Well, that
than the
wasn't much
smaller.
starting me.
Yeah.
Because Debbie was sewing for 15 years. I started in 2018 with her. And I used to bring her to places not going to store, like way outside.
Fool you.
I know. So finally I went in, well, I saved some money. But finally I went in, I seen a piece of K Facet, and I bought it. I didn't know what to do with it. And then I got one of his books and read what his whole philosophy is. I got hooked. Now, for people who like something that's a little lighter, it's another diamond one. I'll have other quilts too. You know, this kind of look. You know, this right here. Now, we got it long, you know, it's rectangle. It's go this way. Yeah, I put it up like this normally, but just to show you the colors and stuff. So this is a one border with a little cornerstone in it.
Who's this?
That's called Migration from Brandon. It's another K Facet. These are all K Facet, Brandon, Phil Jacob diamonds that they still have. This is really,
And you did not fussy cut?
no. This I might have fussy cut a couple. I'm wrong there, but you see, I don't like the fussy cut because you don't know what you're gonna get. And sometimes I like one that gives me 2 or 3 colors, like a double color here. And I'll find something with like 3 colors on it. You know, like here, like 3 colors. So what I'm looking for, sometimes it's shape and color, not so much about, you know, a flower. But I will say this, I did fussy cut this one a couple of them. Or I cheated a little bit to,
Cheated.
yeah, you know, get to that point. But
Wow, that is such
It's a
a
very-
lovely quilt.
pastel. You know,
It's not pastel though, it's
What would you call it?
vibrant. It's,
Yeah,
they're
is it-
softer
yeah.
colors, but they're vibrant. Pastel or
Or more white. Well, they have a lot of white, but again, you've got that, what did you call it again?
like migration.
No, this one.
Oh, that one is, oh yeah, that's the called Mad Plaid.
Come close with the.
He still has a lot of that out there, his colors. It's a, like I said, it's a beautiful transition piece, bindings. there's
Oh,
all
and look
kinds
the
of stuff.
back. Okay, who's this?
That's K Facet called, I don't know what it's called. It's an older one of
where do
his.
you find it? I live up in the Massachusetts area and I don't see anybody.
We
who
go to
carries
shops,
them.
you know, we go to, you know, you, then you know, online and all of a sudden, I just found a place in Hawaii.
But you got, it depends on where they are.
Yeah.
You know,
It's getting
it's hard to
very
find someone who
hard.
It
carries
is getting
much
hard.
of the K Facet.
You live in New
They
York.
find
They're
like one
out
or
of
two
New York.
lines in
yes,
a
I know.
limited color
I
range.
know, there's not
I've
much
never
here.
seen those colors in the K Facet.
But they don't sell much here on Long Island. There's one
They
lady,
don't sell much.
one
in-
lady out east that does it, and that's about it. But
That's all right.
what's-
Well, I was upset with them because they didn't list me, and here I'm sitting on Tulip Pink, and I have
Yeah.
some Cape, and I said, you know, so
Well, when I talk to Cape about this, the biggest problem is what to do with big blooms, big pieces. Because people, if you buy something big, you're going to cut it into pieces. You don't know what it looks like. What's the sense? You know, so what she thought and I feel, the diamond is a good platform to do it. Also, too, another platform I like to use is called Jules Frames. This is, of course, something, this is pretty fun.
Yes.
This was a fun quilt. I use a more for that.
See, I bought yours.
Um,
wow.
Your colorway.
This
Yeah.
is very much like the quilts that I just finished.
Let me just one more
Love
time.
the pattern. The print.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
Whoa! Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Whoa!
now,
Yeah.
to show the big bloom more, if you could, I put 8.5
These
inches.
are
I fussy cutted these, but it was fussy cutted well. Philip puts his stuff apart like Tula does, so it has good sizing.
I want you to come closer on Facebook Live and you can see, which you may not see on the computer, that there's this,
That makes you've seen it, yes.
there's a double frame on the fussy cut
And
animal.
that, it softens this look into this. If I would have just went into this chocolate, it didn't look right. So this piece softened that block, believe it or not. It made it look more.
You started.
And I love your border, the
Right.
block border.
Now I want to, yeah, the
Yeah.
border is not.
I used waste pieces, so now I'm gonna have little pieces, right? So what do you do with them? You use them. So we like to put 2.5s together and make a 9 patch. We do a lot. There's a sequence to that, believe it or not.
Yes,
That's
you
just
can see
random.
it.
Yeah. So
And then my binding.
They're all
Debbie's
created.
binding. This, we did a flange binding. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
That's the plan.
Now this I like, this is William Morris, they have a 108 that this is a little bit bland compared, but I just like these big leaf ones.
I love the intricacy of the William Morris
Oh, they're
design.
small, yeah, so,
But they're very gorgeous, yes. But now this one isn't interesting. This is, this reminds me of
That's-
the Aboriginal stuff.
yeah, well, what it is called Jumbo. It's Brandon Melby's Jumbo, it's an older one, and he just come out with some new colors too. This stuff's very available. They got one now that has black circles and white around it, so it gives a different contrast in color throws. So this is, another one. I like using another transition piece, which they work well for transitioning and so forth.
This looks like a animal print for your binding, huh?
It was, we went and found a little cheetah or something. We were looking for color and scale
Right.
of it too.
I don't think about that. I just go color or what, do I have any around? Right.
Now this one,
I love the back.
this is Philip Jacobs. All of this artwork is his in natural color. Now, most people know that Kate does the coloring. He's a genius of doing it, believe me. But Philip does paintings, and they put out a natural of his paintings. It's artwork. This is just his artwork and his color.
Can we go sideways? I hate
Yeah,
seeing
sure,
it drag on
absolutely,
my
yeah.
dirty floor here.
Okay. So what we have here is, these are fabrics of Philip Jacobs, except for this here is called, just another one I
Miracle
use,
York.
it's called paperweight and
Paperweight
sludge.
Miracle,
Yeah. I use that a lot for, where you would use the solid.
Can you see that? Bring it close on the Facebook. Look at that. There are 4 60 degrees, small ones.
Well, Philip, matter of fact, Philip, I was on Facebook, I said, Philip, when we were trying different backings, and he finally said, that's the one we used. I think I got it from your store. You had this one,
Oh, yes.
remember? But that's his natural color of the Gloxinia. So it's nice and bright. And-
Yes.
Right?
Oh, but whoa, whoa. Wow, I had no idea he did so many paintings.
Yeah, so that would be how he painted his colorways.
Look at this one right here. Isn't that gorgeous?
He does his leaves. I love buying stuff that has, leaves, goes with the floral.
Oh, wow. Can you see it, Terry, when I do that, or do I need to bring it closer to the screen?
That doesn't show on here, only the distance shows on here.
Yeah,
Right.
no, you're good. When you hold them up, you're good.
Should we bring that closer? Yeah, let's, just a little bit. I don't want all of you to miss some of
No, I
the
had it tilted
details.
towards Steve.
Okay,
You were on the screen, not him.
there we go. Good, good,
I'll
good,
do one more.
good, good, good.
We had a friend who had bees. 2 people actually. Everyone, commissioned us to do a little quilt. So I made an extra one with the same panel. We wanted something pretty reasonable. So, but this one I went a little crazy with. This is, different quilting patterns in it. I think this has a name. This one here. This one, it's nuts. I got Tula in there, some Tula bees.
Oh, okay.
Some Amy Butler. It's just a fun, crazy looking quilt.
Oh, I see here.
Yeah. I
So
will-
you did fussy cut.
Yes, these I did, yes, these I did. But panel quilts, all panel quilts, but it went with what they liked.
Well, you did more. I mean, you did not even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 borders.
Yeah, and then the block.
And then the blocks
Another
and yet
border.
another border.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of borders. And getting the colors or the things that work with it to make it look good.
We found, this is Jane Sassaman, which I love some of her stuff.
God, yes.
I love her stuff. You know, and we had gotten this. Matter of fact, I sent a lady in Europe some, she couldn't get it, and she needed a few yards of it. They couldn't find it at all. But it's nice to see people do the quilts like me or us. You know, it inspires us to see others do it. You know, and I see a lot of people do copies. And this is called, this is a K facet, very nice colorway, this one.
Yes.
I don't know the name of it.
This
It's
is
right now.
Gloxinia's in another colorway?
He has it in about 10 colorways. This one, it's a very common one he uses.
Yeah.
It can look good and sometimes it can look ugly.
No, don't you say that.
Well, not ugly, just different.
Okay. Now, you got another little one?
Well, well, not really.
Not really?
Well, I got, let me just show you, this one I just did. We were playing around. There's a lot of color going on.
Where that
This is a Lotus,
It's in here.
just to
Oh,
let you know. that-
the little runner. I gotta show it again. I'm sorry. This is just hello.
Again.
Ah, we have this fabric. Okay, go ahead.
This we were just playing one day and another panel look, but it was all about color here. I wanted to throw something, it just felt good. Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. It's like that. This has vases in here. I'll give you this corner.
I love the back.
Yeah, the back is gorgeous. It's a snow leopard of Phillips, his own line.
Well, how'd you know the panel was upside down?
The vase, it's a vase in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see it.
You know, in
Now
my
I
head,
see it.
it wouldn't really matter
So
that
you see
much.
the
But
mad plaid again?
this is called Mad Plaid. Something I just got. And I also use, again, for transition, his Mad Plaid. It works very well. And it came out nice. It just had a good feel to it to me, you know?
Okay.
And we just did that. We just finished it.
It must be fun. You just put it on the wall and then, so how many design walls do you have?
2. I have other ones I could bring in if I need. But I tell you, sometimes some of these, you know, I might audition 100 different pieces.
You
It's
do
just,
strips.
you know when it works.
You know, like, as a quilter, you would never just like cut a piece of strip and put it up there, but he just cuts and he puts up there and then we decide. So we have hundreds of strips that if we need something, we can grab it. But like in the beginning, I would shake, like, what are you doing? You're just cutting up my material. And he's like, just do it. We need it. I'm
You're
like,
right. You know, we
he's not.
as quilters are so into saving.
Right?
But
he's
if
just
you
like,
want to make it
cut-
nice, you got to
Right,
audition. Because if you put it there and you go, no way, you don't want to sew it in there. So you save them. I
Okay,
use
so
a strip.
here
that-
again, you have the box
Yes,
and you framed it again.
yes.
Okay.
You see that,
So
everybody?
after the
Framed.
curly cues, we got stuck in.
Wow. Now, this is the, where'd it go? This is that
A
plaid.
Mad
but
Plaid,
this is
yes.
who
I
did it.
recommend, that's called Waves. It's an older one of Brandon's. But the plaid, and this is the original dot in red, which is a
Yeah,
hard
another
color.
good one.
That's a, you know, but I want to, you know, if I want a little red, sometimes I'll put just a half-inch piece around there. Just, you know, it's all about how much
The
too.
last board is one piece, Shona.
Now, I found a way to do back seams pretty good in the seam piece. I don't know, no, we make fun of. Check out the seam here in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you're gonna see my seam, it's gonna be right on, and I got a way of doing this. It's just a little offset, because I had to waste, here it is here. Look, let me bring it over to you. Check out the seam.
Holy smokes. No.
Yeah, that's a seam.
No. No, it's not. Wait a minute. We're arguing about whether it's a seam.
It's a seam right there. See, it's coming all the way down.
It's,
It's right there.
oh, there. Okay, there it is.
It's right here. So when it comes up through this flower, it's going like this.
Whoa, you matched everything on the back too?
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. What the thing of it is,
If you have enough fabric.
well, there you go. Now, some of them will go right on the salvage and you'll be okay. Cut a half-inch up, it'll match properly. A lot of them don't. So you got to go in 8 inches or whatever it may be. But what I do is when I cut for that, like many people don't realize, I leave a half-inch instead of a 1/4 inch for sewing. That gives me, it takes up the difference of what you'd lose by sewing it together. So say for instance, I lay the two pieces on the table, I line it up perfectly where it should go. I put pins in it right on the one, you know, up below, so I know where it's gonna go, right? The one I'm gonna cut, that's underneath. And then I pull it off, put the ruler on, and I cut a ½ inch extra, not a quarter. Or, you know, extra, fabric. Above the pins. And what that does, it gives you enough to give you a perfect look. Most people say, all right, I need another ½ inch sewing line, you know, and that's not enough. So you give it a half. Wow. I can show that someday. A lot of people don't know it. They think it's low because I like to make good, seams that, especially on some of Phillips fabrics. I like to have seams that, match well.
Wow.
So I'm doing this
This will
project.
make you smile no matter what. I can see Heidi smiling right over there.
Absolutely.
I'm doing a project. I got 15 minutes already. I want to do 50 quilts. I want to hang them or put them in a field or do something, fly a drone. I got some ideas, but I'm going to make each quilt right here. You show it. Yeah.
You should. Uh-oh. Letting you on screen here, Deb.
Yeah.
He's going to talk. You get to hold. Oh, don't you love that part?
I got 15 of them made already, this size. So I'm going to make each one. It's going to look like a patch of a quilt. So I'm hoping to put like 50 of them together, put the backs and fronts the same look. So we got a big, large quilt, and maybe either hang it or with something back, or maybe in a field. Or I got some ideas, but it's going to have this look. They're all the same. They're going to have all different colorways, all different tones. But I have on the back Phillips beautiful, fully opened up. So that could be, so I could flip them.
As much fabric as you use, you probably could go through bolts of this stuff.
Yes.
You probably could order a whole line. We
Yes.
could do a line.
Yeah, we
And
could.
then get 10-yard bolts.
Yeah, I know. I'll show you one quilt that did. It's got 18 yards in it.
Oh,
So
wow.
someone asked me if we could just make a quilt with 2 backs.
Yeah, that's a good part. Phillips stuff's so nice. They're like, could you just do the 2 backs? I'm like, okay.
Quilting and piecing.
Yeah. This is called Luscious. That's still available. It's in magenta. Very
Wow.
nice.
I love the red.
So that's what that's all about. It's,
But you should
And
do
this
every
is, again,
color.
Cape Facets
You've done this? Have you done this?
dots. What is it? Aboriginal dot?
No.
Aboriginal
Yeah,
dot?
yeah, Aboriginal dot. It's the other one here. It's called Millefori. That's a very good one to use for piecing of his colors. He's got some new ones out. No, that's not
This is Millefori, the other
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
paperweight is
Paperweight has a
round.
little-
This has got little flowers.
Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
a little larger design. If you go into, there's another one he's got. The designs start to get bigger, depending on what you're doing.
Wow.
And they don't fit right.
Yeah, my order, I don't know. I had ordered one and it never showed up, and I think that my rep lost it.
Oh.
And, it's kind of,
Where's your winning one? Your winning quilt?
Well, I got it hanging out there.
okay.
Okay.
So you know what we'll
Want
do?
to trade over?
You got it. One more little
Well,
one?
well, it's kind of little. This one here, I did.
Relatively.
I call it
little.
chaos. It's weird, but
Why, Deb? You don't want to be
Well-
seen with this quilt?
when I did it,
Woo!
that's what I mean.
Woohoo!
See? So he did that, and I said, we're gonna check.
She
do a
said,
drug
she
test on
said, I'm going to drug test your ass.
Yeah.
I was
But
going,
at a distance, and when you look at the monitor, you can see that it has a definite nice
Yeah.
design.
Yeah.
And, oh, wow.
no, this was
And
something.
then this is the Aboriginal dart.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that's another good transitional pieces that you really could use.
It's a texture that, it's got good color.
Yeah, I just used some animal.
I hello. Wahoo for the zebra.
Yeah, kind of a man leaning kind of quilt,
Yeah.
Just something
Wow.
different.
Well, you're doing so many quilts. I can't imagine that. Well, we can talk about that.
Yes.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a switch. All right. Now listen, everybody. The 4th caller who wishes us a happy anniversary gets a prize. And I hope we're still getting the calls for Yay Steve for the raffle. And
Give a phone number.
oh, phone number, 631
No,
277 4215.
And they have to give a phone number so we know.
Oh, and you have to give a phone number. Okay, when you call in, they'll be asking for your name and phone number. All right, now, oh yes, the embroidered buddy. I gotta show you this thing that I saw, and it's coming in. And here we go. Have I made you dizzy? Woohoo. Hi. We're going to get it in soon. It's coming this way. What it is, it's a stuffed animal, and you can embroider on his tummy. And here he comes. Oh, he is so incredibly cute. Check him out. Woohoo. Wah, wah. And these are embroidered eyes, okay? And can you see it says, Arona took it home and made this embroidery. They come without any embroidery. So what happens is you open it up.
Zipper here.
Where's the zipper?
There's a zipper.
Come close. Go ahead, Linda.
You take this pillow out, so he's flat, and then you can embroider on him, and then you stuff him back in. It's all enclosed, and then just close him back up again.
And if you're crazy enough, you can take it out and put something new on? No, that's good. Now we have hedgehog, we have the cow, and the tiger sold already. So, but you can see these are so cute. They're under $30. I think what's $27. So do check that out. Also, it's on our website. Uh-oh, crash bang. They're having organizational issues over there.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's our electricity for these machines here. Let's see if we're still connected. Ah, yes, we're still connected. We hope. Okay, now Steve and Heidi are talking, so they better bring over what they're talking about.
So we were just comparing notes a little bit.
They're comparing notes.
Well, so I love what he's doing, but I'm trying not to buy new fabric.
Crazy Heidi.
I am trying to use up my scraps.
Okay. I'm going to tell you that there are up to 20 pieces in one.
About 26, and then 26 or 28
in one of these little
there
squares. What are those, 4-inch squares?
There are 625 4-inch squares. And I barely dented the box of small scraps.
And she has how many boxes of small scraps?
More than I should. And I use this quilt. This is one of my favorite quilts. I'm thrilled with this.
All right.
And so I love what he's doing with all these big ones. I'm dying to do it, but I got to get through some more fabric before I get that far.
It's a very good way to use your scraps and coloring.
Now, there was no plan. I started reaching into my box and pulled out 2 pieces at a time, and I sewed 625 sets of 2 pieces. And I would do them all, I would do all the pressing, and then I would go back, and it all happened very organically. The closest I got to a plan was I sewed these together in blocks of 25, 5x5 blocks. And I made sure I distributed the colors across the quilt, so you can see the yellow is all distributed well, the reds and the blues, and you know it's really hard on the computer to see all of the color on this, but
you can on that computer. It's not showing on our monitor, but if you look over, you'll see it's coming out nicely.
It's very, very painterly.
Yes.
And it was great fun, and believe it or not, I did this whole thing. There are roughly 12,000 pieces of fabric in this. Some of them are very small. Some of them were about 3/8 of an inch wide. The whole thing was done in less than a month. Thank
Did you
Betsy.
do anything else, Heidi? Were you working?
Oh, I was working full time. I did the whole, this was done. in the
COVID
evenings.
time.
This is, I finished this just before COVID.
Oh,
So
What do you have for batting in here?
I used Dream Green batting because it doesn't shrink. It can handle,
okay. What's Dream Green? Go ahead.
Dream Green, it's made from like recycled soda bottles.
Okay, so it's 100% polyester. It's from Dream Quilter's Dream Company.
Quilter's Dream. I will use cotton in it. It's a little on the heavy side.
This feels a little heavy. So is it because it's called piecing? I mean, no, I like the heaviness. My wife, she likes heavy quilts to use.
Right. I couldn't find, they make it in different weights for this one. This is 100 inches on the side. I couldn't find it in their thinnest anywhere. I couldn't find it anywhere, even online.
Yeah, they did not make it.
But I wanted something that A, would not shrink, and B, I don't like things, I don't make art quilts. This quilt lives on my bed.
Yes.
I didn't want it to be, if you look at the back, you can see how it's quilted. It's quilted very far apart, so it has some nice drape, even though it's very heavy. And that was one of the reasons why I stuck with a completely polyester batting.
Heidi's bedroom is orangey red.
My bedroom is called Tangerine. It is screaming bright orange, and I love it.
With the quilt, you can imagine how she sleeps at night. Mm.
You turn off the light; it's dark.
I just want to show you, Heidi. This particular block talked to me. Heidi had was playing with putting together blocks, and these are just some ugly fabrics, and it is amazing how they came out well. So you get the idea. The smaller your pieces, the more it all works together. Some of her pieces there, I mean, in a 4-inch square. Can you imagine a 4-inch square with 26 pieces? Oi, oi. Okay. So let's see what you did.
Well,
I see something similar.
4 panels we had set, so we make these baby quilts, gift quilts too. And this is just one way we did it, fairly quick.
Fairly quick. Define fairly.
Well, we did 4 maybe in 2 nights, together. Because what I'll do is I'll do one thing, and I'll go run down and put on a long arm, and then she'll do the binding. We got a system. We do every step, from the cutting. But believe me, I'm a man. I got every machine out there that's available.
So you use the AccuCut?
Oh, yeah, I do cut too, but cutting is probably one of the most important things in quilting. Cutting. So the AccuCut, of course, saves a ton of time.
Yes.
Yeah. I got this backing from you.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yes, we still
Worked
have
out
it.
very well.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yes.
Can we see it all on screen there? Yeah. Okay, good.
Oh,
babies love color.
I love you.
Now, okay, check out the stripe on the top. Look for the binding, guys. Wow. Stripes are Marvy. I have black and white stripes in 3 styles here. What's wrong with you guys? Look, it's marvelous.
Stripes and plaids. We're talking to the queen of stripes and plaids over here.
Plaids are in.
They work. They really do. Why should be at 10 feet? Who's going to see whether or not your stripe is off by 1/8 of an inch? Nobody.
Once they get washed, it's over. Everything.
Got that?
The wash equalizes everything. That's the way I look at it. As long as it's so tight, so they don't fall apart on people. That's what we want. I want a good sew on it. And that's what we can do with the equipment, and so forth.
All right. Now then, wow, we're still going strong here.
I just want a real quick show while we're here. 2 small ones. This is when we first started. I started, like I said, 2018. I'll just tell you the story. This would be like my first one, which is basically we would just take a piece of fabric, right? Put an edge on it, and there's my first quilt.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
Turtle.
So that's where we started at.
And his first quilt has the flange binding. Your first quilt has a flange binding. Hello. Amazing.
First little
Amazing,
one.
Steve.
Now, this is real quick. We had one of Debbie's earlier ones. He had as a UFO, a sampler, and we lost one of the samples. So I put a piece of cape in the middle.
Oh, great.
It's a sampler. It looked good.
It does. It goes beautifully. It brings it all in.
That's what that's
That
all
is
about.
marvelous. Can I tell you about my first sampler?
Sure.
My first sampler quilt I found, and I call it pointless. Can you guess why it's called
There are no
pointless?
points.
All the points, they're gone. Okay. All right. We have to announce the fourth caller is Patricia Pedersen. Peterson. Oh, Steve knows you, Patricia.
Patricia.
Thank you for calling. Did you put your name in for the raffle too? Yay, Steve?
I have everything, yeah.
Okay, good. Oh, boy. Wow, you know everybody. Huh?
Oh, she
Is
lives
there
on
anybody
Long
you
Island.
don't know? Just curious.
Me before today.
See?
No.
Now we know you, so.
Yeah, now you know. If you're ever in Boston.
Yes.
There is my first quilt.
Oh, first quilt. This is first quilt day. This is Heidi's first quilt.
I made this while I was still in high school.
Is it flannel?
Nope,
It is
corduroy.
Corduroy. It's pretty neat.
Nice.
Look at that.
Corduroy.
Oh,
I love
wow.
it.
While you were in high school, you tied it.
And so this was the first thing I ever sewed on a machine in 7th grade. This was baby clothes for my brother Joe, who's 66. This was maternity clothes that my mother made. That was the first shirt I ever made. But I made that in high school. That's my first quilt.
Whoa. And did you have a pattern or you just put things together?
No, this is just crazy quilted.
Yeah.
See, it's made of 18-inch squares. It's tied. It is the traditional muslin backing.
No, she can't. It's just,
And
what I did, batting? Heavy.
There is not a batting because it was too heavy. But one of the things I didn't know at the time is if you can see it, that binding is straight on the grain, which I would never, ever do again. Why? Because it wears, when it wears along the edge, the tear runs.
So you do all your bindings are bias?
All of my bindings are biased.
Hello?
Because when it, not really.
She's crazy. She's crazy. It's not a lot of work getting. All right, Steve. Would you believe she does all her bias bindings on bias? I'm sorry, you cannot to get this wonderful stripe. What is with you, Heidi? I don't understand.
But I didn't know that if you, that it will.
So
work
think
like
about it. If you do it,
right.
if you make a quilt that you're going to use for a long time straight on the grain, all of your wear is going to be straight on the
I
grain.
have a quilt that
And
has
when
the
it
same
goes,
thing.
the whole binding goes.
Well, why wouldn't the wear go on a bias?
Because it goes across and you'll never get a tear
It stops at the one.
longer from here to there. That's why you do them on the bias, is it's a stronger binding.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. It does with the fact.
For a quilt that you plan
Use.
to use a lot for a long time, I gotta say mine are laying on a bed. Heidi is staying at the with them on the. They're all piled high.
Why don't you show the little things that we made, okay?
Oh.
Some hats that we made, but we had given out about 100 scrub caps to the nurses out there. It was kind of the war helmet during COVID.
Wow.
So.
What? Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So we were making these for the nurses.
For the
And
staff
we
at the
give them like
hospital.
30, 40 at a time. We go to different groups of people out there, and they loved it because it was in the beginning of COVID. It was a war helmet.
Look at you guys are not, wow. Wait, this looks very Amish.
You
Yes,
could
it does,
actually
doesn't
wear
it?
it
You could,
this
you
way
could, you
too.
could wear it. You could wear
and
like
you can
a
tie it
baby's
in a
cap.
bow.
Oh,
Because
looking
we're-
very 30s.
Yeah, we have someone that she does baking.
Nancy.
She wears it when she
Barbara,
does.
yeah.
Hi Barbara, hi Nancy.
And then you can flip them too. You can use the other side.
Yeah, they're
It's
reversible.
And then you can wear it with a little flip the top up.
Right, and then we do this.
You guys have a regular sweatshop.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I try to. I tell it to go faster.
We have,
All right, or who does the cooking and cleaning?
me.
Oh,
He does a few things. He cooks very well.
I sew.
So does she. Hello.
I do the long arm.
He does. That's a lot of time.
Do you have the computer on your long arm?
We do.
Yes, I do. Yes.
What kind of long arm do you have?
I have the Amara. It
He's-
works great. I got that.
But
posted.
here's the difference. When I would buy fabric, I would buy a quarter of a
Yeah, I wouldn't
yard,
be doing this
fat
without.
quarters.
Right.
We never buy fat quarters
I
at
got,
Steve.
I gotta be able to.
No,
finish
I
it.
guess, oh,
So
and
we
these
can
are,
finish the
these
file,
are,
Those are
and then
garbage
we're out
bags
later,
for the
I'll be back.
car.
oh my gosh, they're lined with a
Laminate.
laminate.
Yeah.
Cool, you know, send them out.
So we have-
And then you can order this.
I have a feeling he's a real work. Could you guys see this inside? It's wonderful. All these laminates.
And we had a granddaughter, so we made little hats for her.
What it is, then you.
Oh, and
your-
the gardener is in, oh, and
Each
little
one has
makeup
different
bags.
colors.
And then these are my newest,
what is in between here? Oh, these are canvas, I see.
just, some's tape and some has laminate in it. Oh, not some does.
But yet it's stiffer. What did you put in
Oh, I
there?
always put it usable to keep it. Oh, here's a laminate. In case you want to use it to make it in there. Then we have some little.
What did you
messenger
think of
bags.
this? I gotta say, this is Tula Pink's,
Días de
They
Muertos.
look like- yeah.
what?
Dia de Muertos.
This is all hand, I do
The Day of the Dead.
Okay, that's not the one I thought it was. Okay,
So how many hours?
wow. As opposed to the one that's out now. I
Which is
did.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, I do not like the Alice in Wonderland. I don't think she looks very,
Well, one's dark and one's bright. Like it's a
these are wonderful little quick bags.
little case. And these are from Annie bags. This is her little messenger bag. And then we just put a little different color on the inside.
How do you decide what to do in the, I mean, you come home and from wherever, from work or whatever, and all of a sudden Steve says, okay, you were doing this and da, 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 da.
Well, I like to make bags, so he does all the cutting for me. It gives it. And then usually when he cuts, you know, tons. It's like, so I just sit and sew when I have time.
I love this hat
Is it
pattern.
cool?
Where's that hat pattern from?
It's an online one. It's free online.
A
Is that
free-
a scrub hat?
Yeah, it's a scrub hat.
It is really nice in that you can wear it like it was in the 40s, or, you know, in the,
Reversible, so.
I started
wow.
making these all
And this is our little,
I started putting these pieces together.
beach bag. I guess.
Oh, with cork on the bottom.
Cork on the bottom.
We love cork. Cork sews so well.
Beautiful.
Okay, now Heidi is showing off everything to Steve. The two of them now are,
You gotta show the, shirts.
All right, hang on. I'll turn it to there. Hang on, stay there, Heidi.
well, she might not get to see it as
I'm
well.
gonna bring it up over here
Okay.
because it'll be easier for people to see. Hang on, there's one more thing that I was
Boy,
looking
you've got
for.
a lot more to show, I know.
The best is out front.
Well, it's interesting to compare and contrast because to start talking about, so here, I love found fabric. Linda started by showing,
You can come
This.
around here, you know.
okay, this piece here, I will. But lately,
Laura Brush wants to
I
know
have
any
discovered
items of this.
shirting because I love plaids and stripes. And
You'll take care of that, right?
these are all hand
I can
pieced.
see Terry.
I will eventually put the center in on all of these. These are all men's shirts. And it's just amazing what happens when you start playing with color. And there are,
Now, what are you gonna put in the middle?
hang on. Now, this is, if you want to hold that up at the same time, same shirt, different part of the plaid.
Oh, these are cool.
There's another one in there somewhere. All of them will get this bullseye in the center because the pattern is like, it's a sunburst or a sunflower.
So the same batik or just a batik?
The same batik.
The same batik. Okay, so that'll be what unifies them. Okay.
That's going to be what unifies it and the backing. And it's fascinating to see how colors work together and that sunburst pattern. Now, the same fabrics work differently if you do different things with them. These pieces were not big enough to put into that, so they get put into something else. And it's absolutely fascinating to see how the stripes and the plaids work together. And they're great fun. Oh, here's a favorite. This one.
Pretty.
So
How will you connect them all?
they will all get put, these are about, I think they're 12 inches across. They will get set into a 15-inch block.
Okay.
And I will, now this is, I don't know if you can see, but they are all hand pieced and hand pressed. They will get set in a single, I'll actually start it at a 16-inch square to give me some room, and then they will all get trimmed down to 15 inches. And for that, these are all found fabric. I go to Salvation Army, I go into my son's closet, I go into my brother's closet, and I collect discarded shirts. So, and it's a different brand of fabricaholic to do that. I love reusing fabric. Later today, I have a whole slew of t-shirt quilts. And for those of you who think that you don't get a lot done with hand piecing, I have right now 28 of these complete, the ring, not with the center put in. I only started making them 6 weeks ago. And I have a little box. I'm going to walk over and get my little box. If I didn't drop it off the edge of the table here. Did I drop it off?
It's also a way to be a bit more sustainable and with your quilting to recycle fabrics and reuse them.
That's a great idea.
Keep fabrics out of the waste chain, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's the roots of the craft is reuse.
My pile is on the other side. I think I dropped my little box, but I have a box that's 6 inches square by about 1.5 inches deep. And in it, I carry my piecework, I carry my needle and my thread, and it goes with me wherever I go. And that's what I use. I think I dropped it into the middle between the tables when I moved something. But I'll find it. It'll turn up. And when I go to the doctor, I sew. When I wait to pick up my kids, I sew. When I sit in front of television, I sew. I can't hear my television over my sewing machine, so
you have to do hand.
So I do handwork there, and with a little bit of practice, I can do. This has 16 points, so there are 16 diamonds, there are 16 center triangles, there are 16 wedges. I can complete one in an evening watching television. So I've got 27 of them done. I don't do one every night, you know, so it's maybe 2 months that I've put into sewing those together. But I will tell you, if you're doing scrap piecing later, I'll pull it up a little bit later. But if you save your scraps, actually, I'm going to go grab another box here.
Yeah, it's delicious. I was drinking it last summer in lemonade, but the lemon seltzers. I already have 6 bottles backlogged for the summer. So I don't want to
I did these squares years ago, and I haven't finished them yet. Many years ago, in fact. But I cut everything up into, these were, I think, 1 3/4 inch squares. And I started putting them together into these sets. And what I learned doing it was how to work with color and scale. And you can see that these are not perfectly matched, but they work. And I learned an awful lot about playing with fabric and how to work with color. I understand why the K-facet stuff works so well together. There are mixes and matches here that most people in their right mind would never have thought go together. This square that Linda loves so much, if you had seen some of the fabrics like this one, or particularly this one, in the bulk, you would look at them and put two fingers down the throat. And yet, when you cut them out, color and scale, it is absolutely amazing what you end up with. It was great fun. So
She's crazy.
oh, you haven't seen anything yet, guys. There's more craziness.
So you showed your what are they called?
This,
Pineapple?
well, if you look at the what is it, Kansas City Star, they call this the Russian sunflower. You can find the pattern online. These days, like Marty Michelle, they call it sunflower.
Okay.
And
So you showed them all, right?
yes, I've showed them
Okay.
all. Twirl. I'm done. I got it.
Okay, so we've got out front, Steve and Deborah have hung a quilt they're particularly proud of. They tell me they have even more quilts in their car. That's amazing, amazing. So now we're going to go for a little walk to the front of the store. Boy, guys, got you having fun. Anybody not having fun? You would have left, I know. Don't forget, we have the 3-yard quilts on sale. And now we're coming to see this quilt that you have here, Steve. Holy smokes. I'm going to see if I can get this on to something. Yeah, if you could hold that. Where's Deb?
Yep.
Deb, can we borrow you? Okay, so.
Sliced oranges.
You call this sliced oranges. It's a design that we came up with. We took K-Facet's orange fabric, which is this full orange, and we kind of cut them in half.
So you mean these round things
Yeah,
are oranges?
Yeah, we use that as the borders
And
on the diamonds. So
The material is just oranges, just all this
Just
in a
straight
line,
up.
just oranges.
So
you think,
what I
what
did
are
was
you
I
gonna
cut
do
them in
with that?
half, and I kind of fussy placed them and give us a nice riff-raff look. It gives it a totally different feel.
So you're saying, oh, so all of these
Was these cut in half?
are the orange fabric cut down the middle
Right in
of
the
the
middle, yeah.
orange?
Yeah.
Can you, I can't see if they can see that. This, okay, of this, yeah. All right, now I understand. Okay.
So
Now,
we just did diamonds with sliced oranges around it, and you get this whole,
different look, like a rick-raff look. Other people will say different things. It looks like some sort of tapestry, or it looks like a
Persian
Persian
carpet.
rug. It gives people a different feel. And what I did was I also then made a pattern inside where there's a smaller diamond in here, and then I did some colorways out where it's diamonds just got larger.
What do you mean by, so when you say smaller diamond,
Well, right
that,
here is called cactus flower, these 9, right? 1, 2, right here. Oh, it's really here. Here's the 2 top ones, 2 side ones. So that's a diamond. Then I wrapped it around with this
with the
blue one.
blue. Then we wrapped it.
Then I
with
wrapped
this.
it around with this other one.
okay, I
And then
see.
the corners kind of built out into this other fabrics of his.
All right, but the diamonds are all the same size. They're
Yes.
those 60-degree diamonds.
Yes. And what it is like a normal bordered diamond, it could be anything next to each other depending on the color. This has more form to it, and you use particular fabrics too. It's 5 or 6 fabrics, and that's about it on this one. Now, what we did with it, of course, I went a little crazy and I started making more to see different colorways. So I did 7 of them. I just bought a second one here to show you a different color look of it. So let me see here. Look at the top. Okay. Now these quilts are about 80 by 97 size. So then we went, I just said, okay, this is more of a, to like this
So
kind of
can you see
colorway.
the
So I use this
diamond
orange. Yeah. Now he's coming out in August with another line of oranges, which have different colorways. Beautiful. So I use the same fabric, majority of it. You know, the cactus flower inside here. I may change the few on the outside, but people can get the idea what's going on.
I'm trying to make sure that the Zoom people can see
Sure.
all the different color changes and the thing. But that, again, I see, Deborah, could you point out the orange fabric that was cut in half?
Here's the regular oranges, up here.
Yeah.
Okay? And then you cut it in half to make it go border the diamonds.
Kind of give them a pom-pom look.
Okay, that's a good, yeah, different look.
So
Now,
then we would fussy place them so that you would get.
yeah, when I
look.
put them on the diamond, I fussy plate them in a certain way so that they make a connection. And you can make them where they're just right on, but this really doesn't need to be. If you're a little off, it's okay because the rickrack look is fine. So, people want to get them, oh, you gotta have them dead on. You can get it that way, but if you don't, that's okay too.
It just makes a nice secondary pattern in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I like doing a new long arming pattern called Heat Wave on diamonds. It tends to give it a really nice look with different lighting, like this has. It's called Heat Wave. This one is
Does
not
it
heat
show,
wave.
well, your fabrics are so vibrant, it's hard to see the quilting.
Yeah, I try not, I don't want the quilting, on Key Facet, I don't want the quilting to take over.
See
I
the
don't want it like I
colors.
scribble on its fabrics.
Oh.
So I try to match it. Yeah, but you will see it when you get closer and you're looking for it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're hard
Yeah,
to see.
very hard
Yeah,
to
but
see.
let's hold it up tall, Debbie.
What's on the back of this one?
I think I use the same, is this called Lacy Leaf, Kay Facet, Lacy Leaf.
Ah, yes.
It just looked nice on both of these. So.
Yes, it goes beautifully in the purples and
Yeah,
blues.
and like I mentioned,
you
this
did-
one
you-
changed color, like I said, this quilt here, when we put in different light, changed totally different color. We've hung hundreds of quilts, we've never seen nothing like it. We put in a red,
Turned this quilt
this
pink.
pink, and it was really pink. Like I said, I got videotape, blew our minds, because we try to hang quilts in different lighting, because you get different looks. When we hung hundreds of quilts, we never had
Very
that,
well, like,
never.
at dusk, Kate does much better.
Yeah,
at
low
taking
lighting.
Pictures.
Yeah, because he's bold, although some of Cave's, all colors, yellow likes a lot of sunlight. The more sunlight you give yellow, the better it looks. There's different, blue and yet green likes less, purple definitely likes less, so, this one here, we found out, we feel there's a reason why that changed color like that, because there's no pink in it. I mean, if you looked at it, you said no pink, but I show you a photo, you're gonna go, that ain't the same quilt.
Okay, so you made 7 colorways.
Yes.
So you've got red and green here, purple.
Yes, I have a more of a greener one. I have another one. There's 2 with the same oranges, more, how can I call it even? They're more, there's very low contrast. One in yellow. And then there's one real crazy one I use, Philip Jacobs Dragon fabric. I didn't bring that one, but that thing's pretty interesting. But what I tried to do was I wanted to use every different orange one so I could see if they change color too. Because I have a theory of why it changed color. Because like I said, I think it created like a reflector design with the diamond and these circles. It reflected the light that was coming in, and it came back at us differently.
I'm also fascinated with your binding. You're very bold in your choice of fabrics for bindings.
Some we will,
Very
yeah.
important.
I think it's one of the most important things to do. Binding can change or record quilt. People don't realize that little piece can make a difference. Some of them we will have it so you don't even know there's one on there, and some we will have a good contrast, depending on what we want to bring out inside.
Like the black and white stripe.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're going to do it on the bias.
Especially with the kids, something,
Yeah.
the contrast. We like to go to that.
Okay, that is so super. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go back and we're going to give you another, oops, we're caught on this, the fabric on the thread for the Amara. Is that not amazing? I am just, oh wow, Steve and Deborah, thank you so much for coming. but you're not done yet. I know. You said you have more in the car. So now what I want, oops, I'm walking through the store, and what we're going to do now is the 8th caller that says happy anniversary will get a prize. Woohoo! 8th caller will get a prize, and we're still collecting raffles for the raffle quilt. So you got to say, hey, Steve, and you have to be sure to say happy anniversary. So how are we doing over there, Heidi?
Well, we're fine.
We're what?
We're fine. What would you like me to?
I think I'd like, what about those rugs? Did you talk about the rugs?
I have not.
Wait till you see these. Okay, one year out, Heidi came to visit with these, and I was like, oh, God.
Well, I'll start with the less exciting one.
Less exciting until you see the color.
This is a hand braided rug out of old t-shirts.
T-shirts, a t-shirt rug.
This is made out of what I call t-shirt yarn. If you hold this, I'll go get an example of t-shirt yarn.
Okay, what's your phone number? Okay, what is your name? Hi, Marge.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
What number are you? I don't know. I'm counting to it.
So that's a very old style of braided rug. It's been rolled up, which is why it's not lying particularly flat. If you look at it, you can see it's a band about this wide.
And your name, please?
And there's no sewing. It's all braided, and all of that stuff.
Hand braided.
Hand braided.
Like I was braiding a pigtail?
Well, I think this is an 8 or 10 strand flat braid. It's not like your standard rug, braided rug, which is a 3-strand braid. But
Who knew?
all of that starts out
With
as
a t-shirt.
and it gets cut into a continuous strip and pulled out, and it becomes t-shirt yarn. Now, you can do what I did on this, which is braided. You can use, if you remember those old potholder looms, that is a former t-shirt. Those are coasters, former t-shirt.
Okay, what's your name?
This one's not former t-shirt, this was former fleece on a bigger such loom. But you can knit with it, you can crochet with it.
Would you believe?
They make the best pot holders in the entire world.
My husband loves he threw out all our other pot holders to take these that Heidi had made for us. And she had made some really stunners. In fact, she's going to bring one over. Did you show those pot holders over there?
Not all of them, but I was looking for the loom.
Oh, the loom was right there somewhere. It's under your hat, I bet. Nope, take it back. But then we'll come back to you. Okay, boy. We got a lot of stuff coming and going, and I'm having such a good time. Now, this is the way to celebrate. Who needs candy and cake? Well, we won't discuss that.
Most people are familiar with either the red or green metal ones. I have handmade wooden ones.
Handmade wood, well, God, you had to do that.
No, I didn't make them. I order these from small manufacturers because they're sturdier and easier to use.
Heidi. All right, it's expensive buying yarn like this, loops for these looms. I looked into it. So when you want to buy those loops for the looms, it gets expensive. So what you're doing is you're taking old t-shirts, making the yarn.
Now you can make yarn like I have, or you can actually make your own loops in a very similar way. Go look it up online. Make your own potholder loom loops
from t-shirt yarn.
From the t-shirts. You cut it out a little bit differently, but you cut it out and make your own loops. I like the yarn better.
For making the loops.
I do a continuous
Oh, so you're so when you loom, you're going back and forth and back, you're not using loops.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
And it's not rocket science to change color. Now, I happen to have a 12-inch loom.
Just
and,
happens.
Well, and you sew
Crazy
6
friend
of them
Heidi.
together and you get spectacular rugs. Hey, you know, she calls me her crazy friend Heidi.
And have I not proven it?
For a reason. Pot holders, more pot holders.
She decided.
Really ugly tie-dye t-shirts make really spectacular pot holders. And you don't have to do plain weave, you can do twill.
Who thinks of things as being pot holder as being spectacular?
I couldn't get my kids to make the pot holders for me. I make them for myself.
And her friends.
And my friends.
Ken really likes his. Yes, he does the cooking.
And I've done crocheted rugs with this yarn. You can knit with this yarn. They make fabulous bags. You know, the mesh grocery bags. They're 100% washable. They make great bath mats and kitchen mats, and they make wonderful trivets in addition to pot holders.
So once you learn how to make your yarn from cutting, and I've watched you cut a shirt, one continuous yarn from one shirt. I mean,
if there is time later today, depending on how much stuff you have, I have a t-shirt to demonstrate how to create t-shirt yarn.
So let's see the other rug thing. This one got me really.
This is a very old-fashioned style rug. It's called a bead rug. These are 3-inch by 1/2-inch strips of leftover fleece that are
Wait a minute, then how does it an old style if it's fleece? Fleece isn't that
fleece.
old.
They used to do it out of wool.
Oh.
I didn't happen to have enough wool floating around, but I had a bag of odds and ends of fleece. And so I rolled them up. I cut them into narrow strips about 3 inches long, rolled them into beads, strung them along the thread, and then they get stitched together.
And then they get stitched onto here?
Yes, they get, you can see right here that is stitched in to the ones that are next to it. Hey, I never said I wasn't crazy.
So how many of these have you done or you're still working on? I mean, that's intensive.
Do the t-shirts have to be 100% cotton?
They do not. I personally prefer 100% cotton, but they do not need to be 100% cotton. What they do need to be is if you have a big design that's one of those like plasticky kind of designs, those don't work well. They need to be kind of soft, or at least from the armpit down. It's best if they have no decals or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Is that not crazy? Okay. Oh, Deborah's shopping. All right. Now, that is amazing what you have there. Now, what else do I see over there, Heidi?
You see t-shirt quilts. And
T-shirt. Oh, t-shirt quilts. This is, as long as we're talking t-shirts, this is Heidi's. How many have you done, Heidi?
3, 6, 10 or 12 t-shirt quilts.
10 or 12 t-shirt quilts.
I do now. All of those t-shirt quilts are living with their new owners. I do not have. Oh, actually, I do. I have the scrap t-shirt quilt.
She has yes, the leftovers. So Heidi, as I remember, you told me when you cut apart the t-shirt, you stabilize the entire shirt.
I cut. So hang on.
Whoops.
It's easier if I'm not doing 2 things at once. I don't know.
But the whole idea is do not waste any of the t-shirt. So she stabilizes the entire t-shirt. She cuts it apart flat and stabilizes it entirely.
I don't like the way it looks when you mix broadcloth, quilting fabric, and t-shirt fabric. So I do the entire quilt out of t-shirts. The one I'm about to hold up is the one that I kept for me because it's out of the scraps. As you've already figured out, scrap quilting
I don't let waste make it out of my room.
Very Mondrian.
These were leftovers from another quilt, and I just sewed them together, whatever it took to get a 6-inch square. This quilt is 100 inches on a side. But what Linda was saying is these are blocks that haven't been sewn into the quilt. It's all t-shirt fabric. You can see that on the back. And I
All right,
do.
let me see. Okay, so you're saying that. So it's all t-shirt. There's even this is a
Even
t-shirt.
the white is t-shirt fabric. Everything is made out of the t-shirt.
All right, now you do something different than anybody else I've seen. When she makes the seam, you sew it, you make the seam, and then you sew down.
The seams are very
both
heavy.
sides.
And I press them, you can see
Press
here.
them open.
I press them open, and then I actually sew them down.
On both sides of the seam.
And the reason I do that is I like them to lie flat. And if you don't do that with a heavy fabric, you end up with welts at your seams. But if you go the extra mile and sew them down, you can see with, hang on, I want to find one of my blocks that has a gazillion little pieces.
Heidi works for Boston Scientific.
Yes. So this block has a lot of pieces. It's hard to see, but it lies perfectly flat. And that's important. Same thing with this one. And the quilts that I did that are completed, one of them is hanging outside the boardroom at Boston Scientific. That has alternating blocks. Hold that up for a second. Where I put the Boston Scientific logo in the center, and I alternated Boston Scientific logo with sampler blocks. And the quilts are spectacular. I have pictures that I can share.
Let's do that. Why don't we real quick?
All right, let me go find the pictures and I can show you.
We might need our.
No, I can get that part done.
Oh, now that you learned from Sam, the teenager.
I don't use this particular software at work. I use something different. So bear with me while I find my file. 25th April. And I just have to find the right. Here we go. I will share momentarily. I just have to open it. And share screen. Share. That
is it coming up?
Yes, it is.
That is the finished quilt. And everything except for the blue border is made out of t-shirt fabric. And I was very careful with the tie-dye fabric to place it. You can see in the corner, the one first column to the right, second one down, where I was very careful about the placement for the colors so that they match.
Now the black and white is.
Those are two different t-shirts that have been sewn together in strips. And I did that for blocking purposes because of the size of the logos. I needed to bring them up to the same size as the other squares.
Okay, everybody, don't black and white stripes make a difference? Boy, does that look good.
So I'm going to show you one other t-shirt quilt that is worth looking at. And it was the quilt that I used to make the scrap quilt I just showed you.
Oh,
and
can I?
Hang on.
Oh, look at this one.
And I have to get it to share first. That's the, hang on guys, I'm working on screen share, that one, and share.
Here's the mouse, if it's easier.
That quilt is the first scrap t-shirt quilt you saw me show was, those are the scraps from this quilt that you see there. I sewed the leftovers into that. This quilt, every piece of fabric except for the red binding around the edge is made from the t-shirts. And it's a king size quilt. It's a fabulous quilt.
All right,
All
let's show you. I would love to, they got to see this. These
Yep.
you and small pieces drive me crazy. All right, you got to appreciate this particular one. See those small pieces? Those are individually sewn in. I mean, hello, Heidi. Didn't you have anything else to do that day?
I don't like wasting fabric.
Yep.
And I like the way this one looks. This is a fabulous block.
And this is something that Steve and Deborah are, he's into buying lots, and I have a feeling they do. There must be waste, but not on Heidi's house.
There's another
Whoa.
scrap block. These will ultimately get sewn into a quilt. I have a few more Boston people. There were 3 of those quilts. One is hanging outside of the boardroom at Boston Scientific. And after I made the 3 and I spread them around the organization, people donated t-shirts. So I have enough shirts to make a few more Boston Scientific.
Because they didn't know what to do with all their Boston Scientific t-shirts.
We auction them off, and then the proceeds get donated to charity.
Okay, is Steve ready to do? I'll ask him if he's going to do back there or up front. Because they have more to show. But wait, there's more. Who knew that we'd have so much? Right? Oh my gosh, Heidi.
You can
believe
go
that?
through them. And
oh boy, I'm looking with the little orange thing at the bottom. Who knew? Oh boy.
here, we all know that I like orange.
Got another one ready for you.
Okay, we're going up front now to, we're going up front to look at another one. So, and everybody's calling, don't forget, you got to call in to say, yay, Steve, to get into the raffle for his quilt. And you've got to call in to say happy anniversary to get a prize. 8th caller gets another prize. And now I see bees. I see bees all over. Bzzz. Here we go. We're balancing ourselves on a capri long, mid-arm, long arm. Okay, I wonder if there's anything else that would be better to balance on. I don't know. Wow. Whoa. So you're really liking the diamond design, I think.
Yeah, it seems to be our signature one we like to do. This here though is more, this is done with, what do they call them, hexes? But I made a diamond shape with
A basic diamond, but we
together.
all
Yeah.
did the hexes. How did you find working with that? Now, wait a minute, let me think. There's ways to do hexes so they're not.
You just put two little these together on the same side, so you're not gonna do no wide sewing or anything. There is a way, yeah, you sew them in lines. Normally what I had was one piece with 2 on the ends, and
Yeah.
then you can sew
Okay,
it
that's
together.
the Marty Mitchell. Yeah, she that's right. She has and of course she has a ruler for
It's
it.
a very traditional way of sewing
Yeah.
together.
Really it
hexagons
is?
like- Yes.
This is what I just wanted to do when we were doing bees. I got over 2,000 pieces in it.
2,000. Who spends time sitting and counting?
I don't know. I do.
I got a mind like that. That likes it.
But whoa.
This is one of the newer ones of Philip. It's called Bearded Irises.
Oh, I'm loving that.
So this is still available. Cape Facet. He has a lot of nice colorways. It's called, like I said, iris maybe. I don't even know.
Look, yeah, probably iris.
Yeah.
Looks
but,
like an iris to me.
That just come out.
Oh, wow.
That seems a little rough. Now this is how a seam normally would look. I needed the distance, so I had to go on their salvage. And unfortunately, on some pieces, they don't give you enough.
That's true.
So
I see it.
But I have to sew there. So, but it does give you a look. Now you'll see the difference here because you're going to see it. But it's still, it's okay. You see this here?
Yeah.
There's what you can see that she's off. But it's still okay in the scheme of things because it's busy to sell. So because I needed the fabric, like you said. But if I don't need it, I can go in. I like to make as good a seam as I can.
Oh, wow. I'm looking how you made diamonds out of The
Just fabrics.
hexi.
Yeah, basically what you have is a diamond, and what created the diamond was what the fabric made the diamond.
Yeah, in other words, you had the hexes,
Yeah.
but by putting the 4 hexes that are the identical
And-
together,
and the
it gives the,
contrast- Yeah, the contrast.
it
next
makes it,
to is bold enough where
And
you
then
can-
we went down the side.
and, oh yeah, I see that, to make a border
Yeah,
like
made a
with the
little
hex.
border to blend it in a little bit.
Yeah, you couldn't have done this without a design wall. I see what you're saying.
No,
There
I-
has
they're-
to be
they're
a
so
design
important.
wall.
I can't tell it everybody, they want to make nice cook, even if it's a small one, because if you take it down and put it back up, you're just not gonna get it right. You're gonna be tearing things apart. And plus, even Kate had said, what he does is, him and Lisa used to put the stuff together, then at night, they maybe take a picture at night, they sleep, and then they come back and look at it again, and they change things, and we do that a lot too. And that's what helps a lot.
He lets you sleep? Good God. I think of you as a slave driver. You must be. I mean, all the
Listen, I gotta
things
tell
you
something.
sew.
We got so involved with this that we'll go down for dinner and eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches so we can get back up fast. I'm not lying. And
then
we
we'll be like,
laugh.
"Oh,
We
it's
laugh
8
that we do
o'clock."
that. We
And then all
laugh.
of a sudden it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's
and
10,
then
11.
it's
She gets up before to go to
So I'm
work.
like, I have to go to bed now.
You get up at 4. Do you have, oh, you have an early shift?
I
Well,
work 6 to 2, but in Southampton.
we gotta get off and drive all the way out there,
Yeah.
so yeah. But
Oh
hopefully-
my God.
Hopefully that'll end
Yeah.
this year. Yeah.
It's been a busy year with COVID, because
Yeah.
I'm the director of infection control.
Oh, even worse.
She was 7 days a week for 6 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so. whatever.
Oh my God.
So this is
Infection
another
control. I'm really liking this,
This one will hold up. This is-
the blue and red, and I'm trying to see if it shows up. Yeah, that one right there. Whoops, over that way and up. Ah, oh, well. Yeah, that one. Thank you.
This is the bordered diamonds again, but this is called Midnight Diamonds. It's in Kate's news book called Quilts from Burrell.
Oh, this fabric, I wanted that fabric. I don't even remember which one I ordered. The
So,
melons.
This is a copy of, he calls it Midnight Diamonds. And it's in his newest book.
So you copied his book. His,
Well, I use it as to inspire me. I use my own pickings, but I may use some of that he had to help inspire me and whatnot. But
Now, this is a very interesting border. I don't know if you guys can see this border. Oops, I'm sorry. No. It's very bright. I'm rather surprised. Here we go. I'm rather surprised at that border. Is that a cape also?
yeah, it's called Paper Ends. Yes.
Paper ends. Wow. Ah,
Nice small scale.
I gotta go look at that.
Yeah, that's still available too.
You know, when you're looking at fabric, when they come and the reps show me the fabric, there's sometimes whoa.
I get that way too. Now this is the same as this one, but in different colorway. So this is.
So this is iris also.
Yeah.
It's not lovely.
So this is the last, not the newest collection, but the collection right before. It's a very nice, makes nice backings, cuts nice. They got about
I
5
love the
colors.
stripe too. Good
It's
stripe.
called Strata.
Strata.
He calls it. That's a stripe for Strata. His.
Yes. Oh, wow. Lovely.
This one, Steve, won honorable mention?
No, I don't. No, I placed with the other one.
Oh, the
Yeah,
other
but
one?
yeah. But we put him in a show.
Which shows did you?
Well, that was Cape's
Not
one.
a
It's called. It was
show,
called Say Yes to the Cape Collective, and it was worldwide. And they picked them out, and people got gifts. It was nice. It was nice to do. I have another one here that's done. One of my first ones, but a lot of people liked it. I call it Floral Burst. It just kind of shows what I did here. We did here. You could say
When
that.
Steve says I, he means we.
He means we. Yeah.
Thank you. Got that, everybody?
So when I say I, everybody yell out we.
Okay.
Anyway, we.
That's a hedgerow fabric. That's called hedgerow stripes.
This here is shark's teeth of granites, right? And what it is, what I like to do is by the way I placed it, it's got some movement where
Yeah.
it doesn't look square. It starts to look like, depending where you are.
Like it's twisting.
moving, yeah.
And you used it in the binding.
Yes.
And
Yes, I
used
did.
it in the binding, which I like too.
You
Wait.
can't see the center in the thing.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go. All right. There you go.
So I made a panel out of Phillips Floral Burst, and I just cut it. And then I put what are these called?
Looks like this,
Uh,
my friendship star.
They were kites, but there's a name for that.
There's a name for everything,
I know.
but not pinwheel. It's something else. Windmill.
Yeah, I know it was a kite piece in there, but it wasn't. Might have been a kite.
Yeah, I think it's a kite.
They're
but
going
you did
jumping
different.
jacks, so it looks like, sometimes you can see the goal looks like a jumping jack. I don't know.
Oh, this
You
one,
are.
yeah.
This is just.
But
And
it is
again,
kite.
here's your. These
That's
are
right.
the paperweights.
That's right, paperweight work. And when I put it together, people have seen it, so they would never try that because of, who would try such a contrast, but it worked very well.
You now. These are not fussy cut.
Yes,
These are
those are fussy cut, yes. When some of the smaller stuff I will fussy cut out, and but majority of the time I try not to, because I don't want to see people get waste.
I just love the look of this. That is just so
And
stunning.
you could take it any other way too.
And guys, if you came into the store and you saw this red and green on a bolt, you would say, ugh. But
Right.
put it next to this, and it's perfect.
It's also about how much you use. If I went and used 4
Yes.
inches here, you'd go no way. So
Yeah.
so then you shrink them down or you add more. It's all about amount, the size of your pattern, all over
And
the car.
trial. Again,
And
you have to
trial,
try.
auditions. That
You have
means
to
a lot.
audition 100.
Sometimes I hit it right away and sometimes I don't. I'll just show you one real quick. I did one during COVID in the beginning. I messed up on a little diamond coat and I just
You were
said,
by yourself because Deborah was working hard.
yes, she was.
There
This
we
one
go.
here.
No wonder he made a mistake.
I know. Well, what happened was I had to, this will show the transition of the Mad Plaid very well. And this what started me on Mad Plaid. I did a diamond inside, diamond coat. It went square. So then I said, well, let me see what I could do. But then I started messing with the Mad Plaid. And then it started showing me you can make transitions pretty good. There's one here. I used it on the side, sides of these blocks. And it came out really nice.
Okay, so you chose, and you got different colorways here. This
Yes.
lighter in here.
Yes.
You got the paperweight.
Yes.
That's okay. So these are all diamonds that are bordered.
Yes.
And then you got I just love the way you put this red in here. Don't you love that
Yes,
red?
yes.
He's still making that.
Yes, he does. It's
That's
a very nice, if you want to put a red or,
And
that
it's
that
got-
would be considered a solid, yes.
Yeah, it's a great blender. And now I'm looking at that and I think I like it a lot better than all the reds I've got.
It's
yeah,
a
and then-
different red of his. It's a hard, but it
hard,
definitely does
yeah.
the job for.
It's a very bright
contrast,
red.
Yes,
Sometimes getting a bright red is hard.
yeah.
Especially
Oh.
with Kate. He does a lot more mauvey pink.
Yeah, or, yeah, a little more of this kind of
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah, but you need
Okay.
that bright red. to
Yeah,
really
it just
give
it happens to just give it the kick it needed. This backing is pretty basic. It's a
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it's an okay.
Yeah.
But it's still a cave.
Yeah, it's dark and moody. That's what this quote was about. So
I gotta say that my first time I met with Cape stuff was I was traveling in England. It was at the Liberty of London.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
And they
they were
so-
doing some of their
yeah.
stuff a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I was young. It was before children. So it's at least 30 years. Yeah.
I had just purchased some of that fabric. They had a contract with Liberty of London. And I just got some pieces from them and it was so old. Like,
even know. We
it
had no
was
idea.
amazing.
Right. Well, they showed his with a lot of shot cotton,
Yes.
which I had not met before.
Yes.
In the 70s. This was the 70s. So it was a new thing for me to see that shot cotton.
Well, he had said the reason why he went into his own line was because there was just not much available at the time back then.
Yeah.
And they were showing some of the quilts that they did, him and Lisa. and it's
I
like,
got the broccoli one. I love the broccoli fabric. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to give you a rest a second while I go back to poor Heidi, see what she's got. Oh boy, are we just making progress here? Going through our closets and our memories. Oh God, Liberty when I was in the 70s. Gosh, how old was I? No, we won't ask how old I was. But yes, it was before children, so it was at least 30 years ago. Okay, Heidi, I need that box. Okay. All right. Well,
I was coming to take that.
uh-huh. There we go. You so Heidi, what else you got to show us?
Give me a minute and I'll go.
I'll think
grab
about
some
it. So while Heidi's out, I hope you guys have been calling in or checking online and buying something. Remember, we have 20% off. Anything in the store if you buy more than $30 worth. And we have those wonderful three-yard quilts. Let me tell you, you can't go wrong with a 3-yard quilt. Did we get anybody with their hats other than Marge?
Yes, we did.
Oh, good. Thank you. What are you wearing now, Marge? I see something on your head. Is that a fascinator? Marge is she's changing hats. She's wearing a fascinator. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I should dig out my hat that Linda Sills made for me, but it's way up in the corner and very dusty. Anyway, so what Heidi is going to bring forth now is, we ironed some of those, didn't we? Yes. Now Heidi, when Heidi fell in love with Pacific Rim quilts, and I don't know if you can see our back door. That Heidi had done that, those dragonflies. Heidi had done that, and what it is a reverse stencil.
It's machine applique.
It's machine applique, but it was one big cut. So Heidi, what have I got here, Heidi? You got these from Alaska, right?
A woman from Sitka, Alaska, who does native quilt patterns. These are machine applique. Nowadays, you can get laser stenciled stuff. Those are all hand cut.
Got that? Hand cut. Why bother with laser when you can hand cut? Sure, Heidi.
Well, you interface the fabric before you hand cut so that it's to stabilize it.
And I see this black eye you sewed down, sure enough.
Yes, I did.
Anyway, so this is all from a shop in Sitka, Alaska. Wow. But are they also available laser cut?
They are now. When I got these, which was a long time ago, I haven't figured out what to do with these yet. These are very traditional Northwest Pacific and Alaska designs.
So if you have someone living out there, they're check out the.
I think that one's upside down, Linda. There. And they're fabulous.
Fish swim upside down sometimes, don't they?
They float that way anyway.
Thank you. Oh, big mouth bass, it looks like.
Does to me.
All right, you got to check your.
Oh, I haven't finished the threads yet. That's right.
No, those are your tension.
Oh, okay.
We all look at those things. Okay,
these are salmon.
I can't see whether. Kathy, could you move a little to the left?
There you go.
I can't see the screen to see what.
There you go.
Oh, somebody else. Okay.
And
I like on one of them, on this one, you might not have noticed, but Heidi decided to put the tail of a fish.
That's actually part of the pattern.
Really?
That's part of the pattern. There's another one that's similar.
Is this it?
This one's a little bit different because this one's multicolored.
Okay, get it right side up.
These are orcas.
Orcas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. All right.
Someday I'll figure out what I'm going to do with those. Then, since I was in the applique, we couldn't stop. I couldn't find my finished one like this. Here, we want to show this side of it here. This is Hawaiian or Tahitian style applique. And I have one that's completed. You can see that it's all needle turn applique. If we turn it around, I don't know if you can let it go. I don't know if you can see it well enough, but you can see that's all hand stitched at around, I guess I'm stitching at about 18 stitches per inch to hold that down. And it's actually much easier to do than
your your needle turning.
This
your
is
hand needle turning.
Needle turned applique.
Oh, jeez.
There's a reason she calls me crazy.
Okay, so that is so when you cut this out, you have to cut this almost as one piece.
It is cut as one piece. They've been trimmed away, but there are bridges between the border print and the center print. This designer is called Tokalani, and they're out of Honolulu, Hawaii, and they make absolutely stunning Hawaiian quilt patterns. They make some of the best Hawaiian quilt designs out there.
Okay.
Sherry wants to know if Heidi ever sleeps.
I only sleep 6 hours a night.
Amazing, right? Well, she doesn't watch TV.
So
do you play computer games?
No, I can't. I spend my whole day on a computer. When I get home, I don't want to. This, we've already seen earlier, the first quilt I ever made. This is the third quilt I made. And this was the blocks are all hand pieced. The moon is appliqued. This is appliqued on it. And then I cut the back out from behind it. But the sashing was done by machine. And it's a beginner pattern, Moon Over the Mountains, but it's absolutely a stunning pattern. And I love this quilt. Like I said,
It's
this
a
is
good
the
way to
third
play. If you have some, and then you get to play with Yao. Yes, oh boy. Okay, your third quilt, huh?
Hey, I've been sewing since I was 3. So I've been knitting since I was 7.
Like you said, does she ever sleep, right?
Well, but you know what else is important?
What?
I make mistakes. And I learn from my mistakes. And I like to try. And I find out what I like and what I don't like. Can someone hand me those the English paper piece blocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole stack. So I'll try just about anything. And people already have demonstrated I like plaids and
so these are the shirts.
These are the same sets of shirts, leftover fabrics from the other stuff. You can see that they still have the papers in the back.
And now Heidi did not buy papers or cut out special stuff. She used her junk mail.
Yes, I cut out all the papers myself.
From junk mail.
I don't mind cutting the papers. I don't mind cutting the pieces. I have, as you might see, a big stack of these done before I decided I really can't stand paper piecing. It's too slow.
Too slow, yet you hand stitched an entire.
They are hand stitched at roughly 20 to 29 stitches per inch. They lie perfectly flat, but I don't enjoy it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet.
Well, how would you put these together? Don't you love the turtle?
If you bear with me, I'll show you exactly how they were. Here it is.
Look at little chicken.
This is the set.
So you make another hexagon with a, I see.
And they will all be set apart like this. This was going to be a big quilt. I think I will end it with however many blocks I have. If I need a couple of more just to get it up to a decent size, I'll finish it.
A coverlet, a small quilt of 60 by 40 is a decent size.
For me, that's a small quilt.
Well, hello, if you don't like the project.
But it's, it's clear I fussy cut all of this. But I just love playing with, I like all kinds of fabrics. Lately, I've been on my plaids and stripes kick.
Ooh, I like this one. Check what she did with this one. How it,
that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's, if you're willing to play.
And then again, she did the twisting.
The other thing you learn by doing things out of shirts and jeans and hang on one second. There's other stuff. I like repurposed fabric.
She likes, okay, upcycling, I guess. Oh, check this one. Woohoo! Are they all exactly the same size? Somehow they seem.
Yes. They're all exactly the same size. It
Oh,
is
look at this
an
one has
optical
people in-
illusion. Oh, there's
dog
little
in there.
doggies,
Bulldogs? Bulldogs.
French bulldogs.
French bulldogs. We're even. Back, 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 back.
So,
Oh, here we go. Finally, something with a, this was a shirt?
no, there was some left over. I think this was fabric that you had at the store that you gave me some scraps of.
We had that.
We have it now?
Customer with the
Or we
hat.
had it?
Linda?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Someone with the hat.
Oh, fantastic. Put their name down for the raffle.
I like repurposing fabric. This is a remaining block from a full-size, enormous denim quilt that I did the embroidery on. And
Now, did you, when you say you did the embroidery, you mean you did
that's hand
the,
embroidered.
that's,
Crazy
okay.
quilted.
Crazy quilting, hand embroidered. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Okay. Is this one too?
Yes, that's all hand done. All of the embroidery. And, you know,
You believe?
more things I've done.
I mean,
With
I look at
shirts.
that and I'm thinking I'm looking at. Whoa.
You
Whoa.
know, I really enjoy repurposing fabric.
So what are you going to do with this piece?
I will put together 25 blocks like this. I have 7 of them completed. I actually had to stop because this one triggered my carpal tunnel and I needed to lay off this for a while.
Well, why would this other than any other? It's a straight
Because
stitch.
this yellow is extremely dense. And the pushing the needle through,
Oh, it's shirting?
it's all shirting and it aggravated my hand. So I had to let, this one had to rest a little while. I have all of the little stars done. And I have 7 of these blocks completed out of 25. And that will all go together to be another top.
And now how will you put these? Yeah,
No, there will be yellow diamonds right in between.
Oh, okay. What is this pattern called?
It's just a 4-pointed star.
Interesting, because we thought it was something else out front on these. Oh, wow. Oh, Heidi. Oh,
And earlier I was saying about hand piecing.
she doesn't go anywhere without it.
That's what I have put together. And this has, for if you guys were paying attention, for my sunburst quilt, I've got 3 sunburst pieces in there, and I keep my soda bottle,
Oh, your soda
pin
box.
cushions, which I love. I keep a block of wax. I always wax my thread, a spool of thread, spare needles, a thimble,
Whose
and a pair
thimble?
of scissors.
This is a
That's
Roxanne.
a Roxanne thimble, which I love, by the way.
Roxanne thimbles run around $50. And
Yeah.
this is a size 12?
No, this is those are size 12 needles, yes.
Size 12, guys. Ooh. All
Well,
right.
once you figure out how to do it, you don't have to see the eye to be able to thread the needle. So,
You all chuckling to yourself. Good.
you know, I do standard machine pieced quilts too.
All right. I'm going to see if Steve has they have another one up. Okay. All right. We'll do you.
This
and then,
this goes the other way. You can go back to them.
yeah, we'll do you finish.
This was my souvenir. I was at Lake Superior in Minnesota, and there is a shop there who has custom fabric done for Lake Superior and Duluth, Minnesota, and all of that. And I got this and put this together, waiting to quilt it. So, you know, I'll do.
On a disassembled long arm in their basement that hasn't been put together yet.
Minor details.
Minor details. I'm you know, I'm going to need to plug this in soon. So
Your phone's gonna die soon.
my phone's going to die soon too. Why don't we get,
12%.
I'm down to 12%.
Do you want me to get a towel?
Yes, we need a power cord. We need a power cord. Who knew that my phone would not work for very long? Excuse me, Judy, Judy, Judy. Judy, Judy. Yes, we have Judy the dog. And we are now coming over. Woohoo! Whoa!
Yeah, the other way, absolutely.
He actually lives up in Manhasset.
Yes.
He's up that way.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Woo, what do we got here?
Well, what we have here is just two different colors of one fabric.
Two different colors of one fabric. Okay, so one fabric
Pattern, yes.
with two different
Colorways.
colorways. Okay. Okay. that-
And what it was is the first one that Brandon ever made, called Casbar. It was number one.
Brandon.
Brandon
Brandon.
Melby. It's the first one. So I started cutting it. It's a zigzag. So I started cutting it one way, just any way it went, and it just wasn't right. So then by cutting it the same way, every piece, I ran it through the machine. Then I got this.
Wait.
which is pretty interesting.
All right, I'm seeing snail's trail is
That's
what I
right.
think
That's
of.
what you have. Yep.
Right. All right. Okay, so I better, oh, I can see it better in the monitor than up close. That's interesting. So do you see the snail's trail, everybody? All right. Okay.
So that's what we have here. I had brought it to Colchester and they seen it and they liked it. It just, I wanted to use just, like I said, one design, two colors to see what came out. And it looked pretty good. It just kept getting, it was like eating my brain because it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I used what they call broken glass pattern with the long arm. So it kind of was, you know, all over the place.
Well, it's the jagged look
Yeah.
of the fabric
Yeah,
too.
that's right, yeah.
Okay, because up close, isn't it interesting? Up close, you can't really see.
And then the backing was called Asher. I don't know if you guys can, let me get this corner up. It's an older one of Caves, but it's very patterned.
And your border is, your binding is,
That was called wrinkled, which is like a stripe.
see that? A stripe. There is nothing wrong with stripes on your binding.
And then I use
And-
original dot for the transition.
Okay, I'm trying to, oh, there we go. And this, again, this Aboriginal dot, interesting, this is
Yeah.
not the red, this is their orange, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Wow. Yes, it did get big.
It just kept going and going. Now, real quickly, I have a little, because we're going to change colors. So I did a quilt for a shop last year from In the Beginning. It was Jason Yenter. It was called the Leader Collection. And this is the leftovers I used. And so I
Oh,
took
yes.
the leftovers and I went in the inside, the pattern, and I went and used some Wyndham fabric on the outside. And it's totally different look.
Right, now you just, do you ever do it? I mean, you put things on the wall a lot, but do you ever slapdash and just say, what the hey?
Yeah, I do to some degree. Yeah. Well, this is I tried to stay within what I had left. But so what I did here was I had 4 big pieces left I used, and then as I started cutting, say I had a 6-inch piece. Once I
so
ran out
this-
of them, I went to 2.5.
So this is a triangle, this is, okay,
Yeah.
this is
So
your
it was strips
square.
sewn together. So
This is your square and this is your strip set.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
that was
and
the-
they're different widths.
that's right, and that's a nice way to do things.
So this is like a 3-inch, 2.5.
They just got to be different when it's next to each other. Make sure they're different. You sew all these strips together, then you take your rectangle and put it on point on the fabric and cut it.
What makes it work so well is that they are so close, they blend
Yes.
together.
Their particular pattern, it's very fine, small scale. So that means a lot. Jason Yenta, that's what he normally does, like geraniums and stuff. And their colorways are very blendable. You know, so they go right into each other.
Now, Jason Yenter does some very luscious
He
borders
does.
and stuff like that.
Yes, he
This
does.
is, yes, he's done a whole line of very small
Now the
flowers.
quilt that I did last year, the Leah quilt had a nice border with it. Now this one I made my own because this was leftovers.
Of
I
course,
just did
it's
a
all
new one
2-inch
called
squares.
The Patricia quilt was this year's. It's coming out now, Jason Yenters. I just did that shop quilt too. There was another nice border on it too. His borders you might are on the corners, but that's okay. And they look great.
This is interesting. You've got, oh, I see. This is, you've got a half square triangle and two. Half
Yeah.
square triangle and two.
What I try to do is
But this is all,
break it up.
I see.
Yeah, what happens is that one was left over. Say for instance, I had a 12-inch block. I ran out of them, so next was 6-inch cuts. I had no more fabric. I cut 6-inch, and then I went to 2-inch because you'll see some of these even have it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just kept as I ran out of this size, I went to the next size and started cutting. You know, just to use it all up. I just kept, and then this is what came out of it. I added this, and we added a couple things, but this was what was left over from the kit, and
Wow.
It came out, you know, pretty nice. I stippled it, you know, just sometimes with these small scale, I like to stipple.
Yeah.
I tend to,
Well, you do that on your, the computer does that
yeah,
again.
but it doesn't take away from the quilts. you know,
No, no, no.
so.
Although when you get too much quilting, don't you find it makes the quilt a little hard?
Yes, it can get stiff. It depends on your batting too. If you get really tight, yes, you will. But I think washing takes care of any of that. I mean, if you're going to use it, we do them because we want to use them. We want to give them to people to use. So everyone has a reason why they quilt. And I like making quilts that people can put on their bodies, keep warm with. You know?
Right.
And that's what they were made for.
So you got anything else for us?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I have this here.
You
I
need to
think I
talk
got the fabric
about
from
the
you.
store and what you have to do in the store. People want a tour of the store.
They want
online
a-
real estate.
For a tour of the store?
Yeah.
Okay, we're running out of electricity. I need a charger for that phone. Is anybody?
This I think I got from you, Northcutt.
Oh, yes, I remember
Right?
this.
Remember these?
I remember when this guy came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did a pattern that was only really 2 blocks that you turn. I mean, it's around here. We would go down, main thing to show the corner. So with
Yeah.
there's like a zigzag look. Yeah.
There we
It's a
go.
very simple pattern. We used on a bunch of quilts. Use 5 different colors. And it's only 2 blocks put together.
All right.
Two. And this is just, I think, a pattern we got here. too.
Oh, look, I love this one.
Yeah.
This is the dollars, the sand dollars.
$10 one, right?
Right. Oh, there's so much.
Not just like this.
Oh, that's a lovely one.
Now, this one here is a replica. It's the only replica I made, which means that it's exactly the way Kate made it.
So it's an imitation of a cake basket?
This is from one of his books. This is called Sash Baskets.
Holy smokes, look at that with this. Oh, I'm loving it. The dots
Yes.
and and the movement from the shark's teeth. Oh, wow.
Now, what he did was, this came from his book, his quilts from America, and he took books from quilts from the 1800s, and he would take that look and make it, of course, into his own colorways. So this one I did verbatim. I got like a kit, and cut it and made exactly the way it looked. I just love it. You couldn't change it. It was just good like it was.
That is wonderful.
I mean, his backing. I mean, you're seeing backing he pulled. It's such a nice color. You know, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
You look at the backing. It just goes so well. It's so nice.
That is a lovely, lovely. Right. Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, wow. I just love it. And you use the same fabric for the basket,
yeah.
but all of these are different. Oh, I remember these.
Yeah,
from his-
painted pots they were called.
Yes. Oh, yes. I
Wasn't a
have that
hard one.
book.
It's when it first come out, and like I said, it's exactly the way. Matter of fact, it's the only one I think my wife usually machine sew the bindings on. She hand sewed that one on. Usually, you know, because we.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what we do.
So now, the shark's teeth.
Yes.
You must have a lot of that.
I've used a lot of it, yes. I like it a lot. I have a lot of test kits, a lot of test blocks that I made with it. So I was trying it in different ways to see how it would make more movement, less movement. I cut it in all different ways. Like his onion rings, I did the same thing with that. So,
Okay.
it is, you know, you could do a lot of different things depending on how you cut it and where you're going to place it and how much you're using of it.
Wow. Wow.
It's a nice one.
This is. I like that. And the binding is the
That's a jumble.
jumble, the,
Yeah,
looks like,
It's another one you can use anywhere.
well, it's a
Now,
black
Spot,
and
now the
white.
thing with Spot, so people know, Spot's tough because it's very organized. When you start to cut Spot, you can get it go off and you'd be in trouble. With Jumbo, if you cut that, doesn't matter how you cut it, you'll never see like it going off.
Oh, in other words, you're saying there's a definite line
Yeah,
in
sometimes
the
you put it
dots.
together, not on so much on an angle, but you use this one, you'll see it drifting off. You know, you got to fussy cut it. Where Jumbo, you don't.
Interesting.
You know, where a Spot you can see, it's like, oh man, it looks crooked. You know, maybe the same size, but the way you cut it. So there's different things to do with that.
Okay. Now, Peggy's telling me that people want a tour of the store.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, you have more though, don't you?
Well, I'm pretty much there. One more.
One more.
You go ahead and pour, and then I'll start taking down.
Okay. Okay. All right. You're still on 12%, huh? But at least you can come back. All right. A tour of the store. What I need to do.
Am I following you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, as far as we can go. I don't know how to tour the store, especially with the laptop. Let's start at the front door.
There we go.
We'll start at the front door. And we could go outside. Okay. Judy was here earlier. This is one of our open and close signs. I had a challenge over the summer for people to make an open and close sign for the door. And so I got 12 of them. No, 8 of them. Whatever. I have a whole bunch knitted as well as embroidered or hand sewn. And now I got to somehow turn around. And so you can see the ceiling. Right. All right. Does that help?
Point it this way.
Point it to Peggy.
Children's section. A lot of children, juvenile prints are over here. We have a black and white. And some.
Oh, and this is the line. This is Nadelstern, isn't it? Wait, no, Overmore.
Yes, this is Nadelstern.
I've got some Nadelstern. And we have a lot of panels. We have the panels with that. Oh, Panelpalooza, I forgot about that. Okay, anyway, so then that's the child section. You come in and the first thing you'll see, everybody on Zoom is probably dizzy, are the newest fabrics. And this is a panel grouping I got that called, what is it called? From Three Wishes.
Moonchild, Wild Moonchild.
Wild Moonchild. Am I getting that? There we go. Okay. And some of the newest stuff that's come in. And all right. Yeah, that's one of the new ones that has come in. Anyway, and I'm working on it. What else we have in the store is Handy Quilter. I have set up the Handy Quilter Moxie, as well as the Amara, which is on the other side. Steve is working in front of. And over here, a Capri, which is the stationary long arm, 18 inches. Now I have a whole bunch of Pfaff machines. Remember, it's 20% off of MSRP. Then over here, this is so hard. Over here, we should have a camera for this, huh? I'm not sure I'm getting anything. Oh, we have fabrics, more fabrics, Lizzie Albright books. And then I have a good collection of Allison Glass under the register. And we carry pre-cuts. I think I'm getting that one.
All available online.
Right. Pre-cuts, I've got Tulip Pink Free Spirit. Oh, I'm almost out of the 5-inch squares on the Free Spirit ones. People are not buying the, I have to do this, I'm sorry guys. People are not as interested in the 10-inch squares as they are in the 5, isn't that? Or the jelly rolls. But anyway, and then I have zippers and more fabric, stripes, things hidden in corners. Boy, you can't go wrong here. Just wander and there'll be something to, oh, look at those. I didn't see those. Oh, never mind. I can't see whether or not you're seeing anything. We also sell scraps. I have a laundry basket full of scraps, and that's Sam's job, right, Sam? Sam's job fills the scrap baskets. And I don't know if I'm showing. Okay, we also have Viking sewing machines. Like I said, 20% off MSRP.
Ruby.
And the new Ruby. That's the Ruby 90. Brand new, just came out. And then we have tons of more fabrics. I have batiks. This is my batik section. I've got lots of batiks. Then we'll go over to here we've got the Rapture, we've got the wonderful sample that Steve made out of these crazy quilts fabrics. Rapture is the quilt. All right, Panel Palooza. Da 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 da. I've got tons of panels. Have I got panels? We're going to do some panel talking, and we're going to sell those at 25% off. And now then we have Floriani thread. If you join our Floriani club, you can get 30 spools and a box for $135, and you get, every time you buy thread after that, instead of $6, it's $3.60, I think. And we have some Tim Holtz fabric. Whoops, down here. I'm guessing, I got to tell you guys, looking at this upside down isn't easy. Oh, we got patterns, and we got Cuddle. Cuddle, have we got Cuddle? Where's my Cuddle Queen? My Cuddle Queen is Linda Rose, and this, she makes all these animals like you wouldn't believe. This one is a dolphin. That was the first one, and the narwhal, and on it goes. And we have infinity cowls and stuff of that. She is a lover of, and we sell previously loved machines and sergers. 20% off. Where was I? Now, I don't know if I'm making progress. Finally, we're in the yarn section. Okay, in the yarn section, we carry Ella Ray and Malbrigo and all sorts of stuff like that. And we have a clearance section, and I'm still spinning, making everybody dizzy, but this is our yarn section. All yarns. And our wonderful knit person is, and then we have we got to talk Panel Palooza now. Panel Palooza. We are going to sell our panels for the next hour and a half at 25. No, I'm going to make it 30% off. Whoa, what's wrong with me? Okay, let's start look at these panels. You know what I desperately need though, Kathy, is the electricity for the, it's fallen for the computer. Okay, now this is what I'm going to need from somebody to start after you find the electricity. I'm going to need some panels to show you. All right, just keep bringing me panels and I will, oh, she's going to crawl. Sam is a teenager and she can bend and crawl. It is wonderful, and she's bending and crawling for the electricity. Okay, so the panel palooza. We have more jeez, no, it fell.
Oh, no.
We have more panels than you can shake a stick at. And this is a great panel. I love this panel. This is so neutral, so up, so everything. It's a sun with balloons and things hanging down. Boy, is that not a positive feeling. And the best part is that it is a full yard. A full yard. So all you don't even have to add a border. So it's backing and quilting, and you are done. This is the quickest, most wonderful way to do a baby quilt. We have one more, don't we have one more quilt that you guys have? Yeah. Okay. Then, oh, thank you. We have these are wonderful. I didn't know these existed until my friend Marge showed me. Okay, these are what do? You put the baby in the middle, right, Linda?
Yep. We've got the little things, the signs for month. It's got little leaves for the actual months, little bits of wood that say first smile, just born, rolled over, anything that you wanted to take. This is more than a yard, this panel.
Well, you'd cut it off, wouldn't you? Cut it off?
Yeah, but it's long because you got all those pieces.
Right. And then here's a growth chart. I think it's pretty. Isn't that so pretty with the, and then you got on the side little
baby bits.
Yeah, baby bits.
I had a quote machine.
And then we have, remember, 30% off. You can call in your order. I don't know how you'll get 30% off because our guru had to leave. But look at this one. I keep wanting to get to the, I don't know if it's showing on the computer.
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Oh, what happened to the screen over there? It's gone?
Oh, it timed out.
Could we time it up so I can see? This one I was thinking would be wonderful with thread painting. Can't you just see it with a metallics?
Yes, absolutely.
This is, and we have a coordinate that's very bright that goes with it. That looks like this down here a little bit. At 30% off.
No, that's mine.
Oh, that one? Oh, I love that one.
Then here's this one that, this will take some creative quilting. This I have creative designing that you would have these to cut out, and you have the one major one in the middle. That would be really, this is lovely. And we have coordinates for this.
There should be one on each one, right?
And that's Linda Rose's choice. So she's got to come up with a way to use it. Right, Linda Rose?
Sure.
See, we pick on people when they buy things that we're not sure what to do with. So I get picked on a lot. Here's a lovely baby quilt one. What I like about this is after you throw some borders on here, aren't they cute? I mean, just really cute. There's the quail, the raccoon, the pig, pea, and pumpkin. But there are, and it's hard to see, stitching lines. There are X's, so you can follow the stitching line. And, here's one. This one, Kathy had come in. She had had this quilted by Sherry Pryor, and I had not noticed the clouds that are there on the side until I saw the quilting that was done by Sherry Pryor. Really incredible what quilting can do.
You can do a lot.
And then we have
I love it.
Oh, good. Yes, that's the idea.
I love it.
Okay, and then here we are with our garden path
Oh, Sashing's my friend.
quilt panel. We have a whole bunch of coordinates for this one. We made a quilt kit. We made a quilt out of it. The kit is here. If we, I don't know if you can all see that, but we have the pattern for this. There we go. Okay. And fine. See why we need a panel palooza? 30% off. Hurry up, buy now. This is a, what I forgot what this is called. Somebody's closet. And this is so cute for and again, it's a full yard. So easy to make a quilt out of. And then we made this into a quilt kit. Linda Rose had fussy cut the flowers and to this pattern. This is really a lovely quilt. And we also have the grays and stuff that go with it. It's got some bees in it. All right, Panelpalooza, call us. 30% off. Right? Okay. So now they've got another quilting up front. So here we go. Back to the front to see what Steve and Deborah have hanging. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we come. Oh, wow. I'm loving this. I'm loving this one. Oh, look at the hearts.
I think this one's fine.
I have to sit, guys. My feet hurt. Oh, boy. All right. So he made, this is a K fabric fab with hearts?
This was, we had a friend on Facebook, Kira, and she started making these hearts. So we said, oh, that looks like fun.
She included us. She said we inspired her to make these, and she made a few, and she would make them. And she also joined the club to give quilts away.
Right.
So because of her inspiration, we went and made this one, and we called it the Iris quilt.
There's too much space left, so this was my only little.
Yeah, we added some hearts into it.
All right, now let me get this straight. Those hearts are applique.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
we had too much space up there.
But that is cave fabric.
Yep.
Cave's fabric.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all cake. Yeah.
Even this original dot and the blush, this white.
Oh yes.
This is your. I got this from you. This is all back from you.
Oh gosh, yes, I remember that.
Worked well.
It does, but it's dull compared to what other things you've
but
had.
It was just
No,
right.
but we needed that size.
Yeah, and it worked out great.
This here is
Iris quilt, we call it. And, we call it color play. We make the same ones in different colors, fast, and
she's made them
in every color.
Now, you're making them this big
Yeah.
to give away.
I'm not this big to give away, but I've given away, let's say a full-size one. I've given away the smaller ones, yes, depending on, we've had one we raffle off at the hospital called a Heroes quilt. And, they had a raffle for the staff during COVID. So, it really inspired them to, somebody cares.
Right. So so we've got, what are these, 6-inch or?
Yeah, I would say, well, I had to make these are 2.5-inch squares. So I had to make a 6.5-inch block when I was done. So they are 6.5 to start. Because I had to make, I had to, match that. But then when I would do, so I wouldn't have the same full block, I'd make a 4-patch here, then a full one, then a 4-patch. I'd break the color.
Okay, yes, I see that. So it doesn't get boring.
It's like on the edge, yeah. Because what happens is I don't want a full piece everywhere. So in between, I do a 4-patch.
And I was like, really? We're gonna do that? After all this?
And little did you know, it worked. And I see how you did it in the borders where it's like here, is a 4-patch, and then you got a full square, 4-patch,
Right.
full square.
Yeah, it just throws color differently that way, you know,
We have
by
a-
not having the same full piece.
I started sewing on like a little table in the laundry room. And then when my son left, I took over his room, but we have a studio now that's spectacular because, you know, when you have your partner doing it with you, we're
That's-
always
this is the
sewing
last
and
one.
we
This-
love it.
This is not one I had, this is just a panel like that, I just thought it was pretty unique.
But wait a minute, I'm not
Okay,
done with
okay,
this
we'll wait.
one. I'm not
All
done
right.
with this one. I really want you to appreciate, guys, that how we got the effect here of a flying thing. And this is all different fabrics. This
Right.
is a blue.
We tried to like do it so that it would work its way up and then to where it work its way back down.
Right.
So it was placement again.
But I
Cutting
still
and
cut it
placement.
and then choose what I had to
Right.
place, you know, so I
Right.
would not cut nothing just for that spot.
We would just cut it up and then we would just keep putting it where it needed to go. Again, where you need that board and you need that great fabric. Otherwise, how do you do this?
Well, how do you put
Now
it back
that,
together?
triple heart, is that 3 layers of,
Yeah, we just,
Yeah.
we were playing, we're not that familiar with applique, so we wanted
Right,
to,
this is my first
yeah, it's like
time
our
of
first play.
applique, so.
We just seen there was so much white up there, we had to fill it in with something. It
definitely.
looked pretty good.
Well, this impresses me, this, how you made the look using the different fabrics by just placing the color, because these are just 6-inch squares.
And it's only 2 blocks, you got a solid block and a 9-patch to make that
Oh,
part.
and then,
But
Yeah.
anyone could do it by the picture, you look at the picture and,
that's how we did it.
yeah, that's how we did it, we just seen a picture of it,
We
made
just
it.
did it by the picture.
We were looking for the pattern, but it wasn't really available.
I'm starting to say I'm going
I
to
love
spend
that,
some,
right?
I'm going to spend some money on some of his
Original dot.
Yeah.
It's a very good-
Aboriginal dots, yeah.
It's a very good transitional fabric.
Yeah. It's, the customers now are buying an awful lot of basic, you know,
Fillers or blenders?
blenders.
Yeah.
I'm not selling as much the focus fabrics.
So,
And I don't know why, you know, maybe it's people working out their stashes.
yeah, because sometimes, you know, they buy a lot of the focus because it goes right to the rise. So blenders, people don't think about. And then I use a lot of it, it goes fast. You know, when I'm starting with borders and bindings or squares or cornerstones, all of a sudden the blend is gone, you know, more than.
Yeah.
Like the orange quilt I had 5 yards. I used 5 yards of oranges on that one quilt.
Well, is that because you were cutting them in half?
Well, no, I didn't have much, the only reason why I got more waste than normal was because when I did the outer border, I had to waste the next row. They didn't, you know, because I cut so close to it. So I
Okay.
did get waste on the outer border, but the other ones, no, it was, you know, just, I didn't waste
Takes a
nothing.
lot of material though.
1.5 inch went right there.
What else are you gonna do with oranges? In every color.
Now, did you
And
ever wonder why he designed that?
No.
Did he ever wonder why
Well,
he
we
designed
talked
it?
about it when we met him. He had said the oranges are coming out, and we talked a little bit about it, but I had no idea what
Right.
should, but I will say, once I started using it.
You had fun with it.
Bought it, I was like, why are you buying that?
I didn't
Really? What are you doing? We don't have room.
I didn't know what to do with it.
And now.
And now it's in quilts, and you still have no room because there are all these quilts in your house.
Yep.
All right, now I'm ready to see this other one.
One left.
Yeah, I did, it was a panel.
Remember when he says I, he means
Me.
we. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. I'll keep going. I think I got a, in the beginning backing. I think it's Jason Yenta.
Oh, his stuff, I love his stuff.
Yeah. Worked out
We
very
just
well.
found him. We-
I had a
guess we
panel, I didn't know what to
he
do
wa-
with it,
who he
but
was,
it's another one.
We
It's-
just started
It worked
using
out pretty
him.
well.
He has
Okay,
some very interesting
He
stuff,
does, he does.
and their fabrics are lovely.
they're
See,
gorgeous.
here's all
Look
original
at-
dot again. I used a little film of it. and
Little tiny piece here.
This is called Paisley Jungle.
This
Back,
one was,
see?
this one gave us some,
Original dot again.
some problems.
Yeah,
Because we got to like a point and we went, well, how do we
Bring it out.
how do we get to here but keep the red? Because that was the whole idea. of the
that
panel.
binding, I'm trying to understand.
That's
That
onion
binding,
ring. The binding is, I don't know what made me want to use that, but it felt good. And it's called onion ring. Yeah, and tomato. That's onion ring. Oh, yeah, I know what it is, yes.
huh.
It is too.
It's I don't know if everybody can
That's
see
onion ring, sweetie.
the color change, the difference. It's a royal blue. It's the Mets colors or whatever. Yes. And I guess I can, yeah, I can see where it talks to the orange in the middle.
I'm not sure why I want it. All I know is when I seen it, I said, sometimes that's what I want to do. It's so little in here. I want to bring a little out to there. You know? This one here was just for a moment, but we used, the backing was just, a nice piece that we had. It's just nice. I like that design for.
Your stash must be incredible. My stash, now that I'm thinking about my stash, I want to throw it all out.
That's your stash here?
Oh, that's true. Is this my stash? I still, yeah. Sometimes I'm tired of it.
Okay.
Yours is moving like, whoa.
We do spend a lot of time when we go on vacation, and we do go spend time in stores and enjoy ourselves. We went real quick. We went to Aruba 2 years ago. So there's only one store down there that says, what does it say? Cotton and silk. We go all through this trouble to get there, right? We go all through this trouble. Cotton and silk. They don't have a piece of cotton in the store.
Right. They had just silk?
I don't know if they had silk. It was fancy material, a drape for clothing, maybe for fiestas or whatever.
I'll tell you, I was in Egypt looking for Egyptian cotton.
Okay.
They ship all of their Egyptian cotton out to England to be, or wherever to be done.
Okay.
And so I was finding Concord. And then they kept telling me it was silk, and I looked at it and I knew it was polyester, whatever they were showing me. So, yeah, the Egyptian cotton is not in Egypt. It's in England at that time at Liberty. That's where it was. Oh, this is wonderful. Steve, thank you so much.
I appreciate you inviting us to come.
I was looking forward so much to today and seeing all of your quilts. And I have a feeling we could have gone on for a very long time. No, it's not. It's never too much. Right, everybody? Never too much. Don't forget, you can call in to say, yay, Steve, to be in the raffle. And we're going to raffle that at the end of the day. Anyway, I'm just so stunned.
We appreciate you coming.
I'm putting my name in 5 times.
This is the first one we've done. We wanted to do it and COVID hit. So we're hoping for this summer, it's a breakout,
Right.
And we do sell a few. We're going to sell a few. We just wanted to hopefully have enough to, like I said, this is about 1/3 of our collection. So we have a lot. But, it's like anything, you got to.
Well, if you have a website.
Not yet, no.
Okay, that's where you can put them up for sale.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. I wanted to, my main thing was a show once and then, get rid of it. I just want to show people and get what they feel, see what, let them tell me what they think.
Right.
And then go on from there.
Okay, then. All right, let's go to the back.
We want to give you this to keep in your store.
Oh,
material.
I'm so lucky. Oh, yes. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. See that? Oh, this black is so interesting. That black, it almost rivals your shark's teeth.
It does. It's a wonky heart is the pattern. Wonky heart is the heart itself.
Oh, this one, the
block is a wonky heart.
Yes.
Is the name for it, yeah.
But I'm thinking that your shark's teeth fabric,
it moves.
This rivals it, but it's not as much of a movement. That shark's teeth.
Small scale, yes.
That is something.
Well, the ones that are smaller is the stuff. You saw that quilt.
So now, Heidi, you have one more quilt I thought I saw.
There's one more quilt back there.
Oh, boy. Have we are just, oh, wow. Isn't this amazing, guys? How's my Panelpalooza going? 30% off. Hello. What more could you ask for? Quick baby kit. Oh, I know what you want. You want it for free. I got that's right. But anyway, so we've got one more quilt with Heidi, and I lost my electricity again. Where's my electricity for the computer? Does anybody know where the computer's electricity went?
Do you want me to hold the phone so you can get it?
Okay, and Heidi's gonna bring her next project, which she has all hand sewn.
This is the lifetime quilt.
Lifetime quilt. Why is it a lifetime
I've been
quilt?
working on this one for many, many years because it's all hand pieced. It traveled with me.
Hand pieced,
Hang on, let's.
and it's heavy.
Well, it's a very large quilt. It's 100 by 100. Every stitch in this quilt is
Why don't you let me take one end of it?
hand pieced.
We lost the hat.
Yeah, that's okay. And again, I like small scraps. And this one, I don't know how well the colors are coming through on the computer.
Oh,
this
look
is-
over there. You can see.
It's
Heidi.
very, very bright blue. And the backings on this are all mixed and matched. And this traveled with me for probably 10 or 15 years before I got it all sewed together. And it's being hand quilted, but it didn't get finished because 7 years ago, the miserable cat my son gave me peed on it and pooped on it, and I had to put it away for a while before I was ready to take it out and start again. But this is one of the ones I'm really proud of. I love this quilt.
So there's some cat fur in with the batting?
Oh, well,
Cat is now part of the quilt?
Well, in all of my quilts, cat hair is,
Yes.
it's extra protein.
Dog
what can I
hair
tell
is
you?
always on mine.
Every stitch.
So
including-
how big are these?
They are 2 by 4.
Hose, and you did all, oh my gosh, look at that. She hasn't lost any points.
No.
Unlike my pointless quilt.
These are
I think you're standing on it.
absolutely precise. Every single point is there.
So that's why you like the hand sewing. I think Heidi once said, because it constantly tells me it's the precision it allows you.
People who do paper piecing can get this kind of precision, but they don't get the grains straight. And it's not about being a quilt snob. It's about my OCD.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
goes good with quilted.
You can. It's to each his own. I actually had to work very hard to not look at the points and let things not be perfect. So it's not about.
Oh, so if I keep looking, I'll find one in the whole quilt that's not perfect?
Maybe. I don't think you will find any on this quilt that are not perfect.
This is the joy of scraps. I look at each and every square. You could never be bored as a fabriholic when you have a quilt like this.
The only specifically purchased fabric for this quilt is this blue stripe.
With the
down middle.
butterflies in it.
They're moths. They're not butterflies, they're
Well,
moths.
okay,
Hi.
because they have.
OCD guys, forgive me. There's a reason they call me crazy.
They're moths that will eat the quilt, yes.
All right,
So we fold it up.
So now I'm home. This is a heavy, big quilt. You are hand quilting this?
Yes.
And you're not doing it on a frame
I
or in a
have
hoop?
it draped over a hoop. I don't do my hand quilting with it tight. That's why now this was also before we had better things than pins to put this together. It was either basted or pin it. I pinned it.
What would you think would be better than that? What else
Well,
is there out there?
the newer quilt frames and the
Oh,
newer machines, you could put the 3 layers onto a frame. This quilt predates the availability of those.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like basting the whole thing, so I pinned it all out. And
She based the-
well, but I don't like working on a hoop because I like changing directions
Okay.
on it. And when you're working on a frame, you're sitting in front of that frame and it's not so
It's
easy.
boring.
It's a different skill set. So, the other things I have, if you were talking about panels, I have some pictures of panel quilts. These are just 2 leftover blocks. If we want to try sharing, I can show you what I did with some panel quilts to give
Okay.
you some ideas.
Let's see this one.
So the center, including the black border on that, is from the panel. There were 8 of the birds per panel. And if you give me a moment to find my pictures.
Time to take a nice little swig of something.
I will bring up some pictures
We
and
might be on our way. We just wanted to come in and see you, offer you a little support.
Yes, and thank you.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. Okay, so
Thank you. thank
panel
you.
quilts.
Where did I leave my purse? Over there. Yeah, it's a big thing. with the
Hang on, I'm
dog.
loading a picture, guys, and then I am going to share
Everything
said
needed to
picture.
sustain life.
Oh, there it is.
Liz, it's so nice to see you. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
We'll be
thank
in
you, and
touch.
wearing your hat. You're in the raffle.
That's right.
Woo-hoo.
Come on. And there you go.
Is it
There
coming
you
up?
go.
There it is.
So all I did is I sewed 2 different fabrics around the birds, alternated them, and put sashing in between. What I did not realize until after I sewed it together and turned out the lights is that the fireflies and the border print glow in the dark. That was a bit of a surprise. But this whole quilt is 90 by 90. I sewed it together in 2 nights because it's a very, very simple block to put together, and it's spectacular. That quilt is bright and cheerful and very, very quick.
Well, looking at the fabric you've chosen, that helps because you've got a really wild fabric, and it really does, that particular panel has an interesting background. Can
Yep.
you stop share?
Yep.
Because we have Block Talk, a pattern here. It's available on the website. And it does
Oh,
the
that's-
same thing that you do.
That's the same panel. Those are the
Same
owls.
panel. However, you see in this particular one, they've got black blocks in the corners. You did, yours has a corner.
They're very quick to do and they're very effective. Something like that, super simple, quick quilt to put together, and they look fabulous.
Right. So Panel Palooza, 30% off.
I have
Call the store. Tell them which one you want.
I have another panel. Unfortunately, this is not a great picture, but this quilt was made for a friend who was very, very ill, who loved peanuts. And this was another panel that, there you go. And so all of those peanuts pictures were put together in a panel. I cut them apart and equally spaced them with a coordinating fabric, put a sash in them, and used the border stripe. That quilt took me about 3 hours to put together start to finish. There's actually very little sewing.
But that's just the top. That's not including the batting and
Well, the
backing.
batting, that's correct, the top. The batting and the backing, I took it off to my local quilt shop. I live north of Boston. And given how critically ill this friend was, they went and quilted it for me the next day. And I actually put the binding on and hand stitched that binding down. But the point about this is, when you're working with panels, you can make some very effective quilts very, very quickly just by alternating the blocks with coordinating fabrics. And they can be very, very striking. So that's another example of what you can do with panels.
All right. Now here, for example, we've got, so come up with an idea for us with 3 squares on the top and 1 biggie.
So you only have the 3 squares on the top, on the panel, right?
That's right. Oh, now I stumped her.
Actually, no, then you do an off-center quilt.
An off-center quilt?
So you're gonna have, rather than having your panel in the center, think Oriental, where they do things a little bit offset. I would take this, equally space them down the side, put some sashing here, and then I would put I would match some of these
We
colors
have
in a border
coordinates.
around
We
it.
have 2 coordinates. Okay. We now have a
I guess
design.
that means, folks, I'm gonna have to go home with that panel and put it together for us so she can see
No,
what
we're
it
going
means.
to assign Linda Rush. This is her panel. She chose this one.
But that has a very Oriental feel
Yes,
to me, and so that off-center would work very well.
Yeah, our Panel Palooza. Now this one, I mean, there's really, you couldn't do anything like that with this one. This is too big.
Well, you've got
6 of these here. And you can, I would probably divide these up into 2 sets, and I would do ladybugs along the bottom and the ladybugs across the top with some kind of coordinating fabric in between.
Okay, so Panelpalooza and 3-yard quilts. And, oh, what else are you hiding there, Peg? Oh, Heidi, heaven forbid any fabric should go unused. Are you ready, guys? Are you really ready? Were you ready for that?
Put them next to each other, Linda. Double Irish chain. These are leftover blocks from a 100 by 110 quilt, and it is seriously pink and yellow and green. Now, the question people ask is, why do I always make such big quilts? It's because everybody has queen and king size beds these days, and I make my quilts to be used, not to be hung on the wall.
What do you wrap yourself in on when you're watching television or sitting in the living room and the heat goes off and things like that?
Well, I have a couple of my smaller quilts that I do that, but generally I make them for the bed. I make them to be used like that. And so.
And you give them away.
And I give them away. And so how many quilts can one person have, Linda? We can do Princess and the Pea, who's sleeping under, I think there are 10 quilts on that bed, and you cannot roll over because they are so heavy.
I collect quilts. I do. This is true. Yes, I have 10 quilts at least, and some of them are
beautiful quilts, by the way. They are stunning.
Hand dyed, which I purchased. I for a long time I quilted with my checkbook, and rather than doing my own. And then I have a few from the store that that were made with, like when Betty Hofmeister was here, or some from some shop hops, which mean a lot to me to just keep them. Those quilts are special. So here we are. It's 3:15. Have we shot the wad? Oh no, here we go. Of course not. Heidi bringing forth Never Waste Fabric. Did you show them your pin cushions?
I did not. I can get pin cushions.
And Heidi, are you going to show us how to cut that t-shirt yarn?
Oh yes, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Because I would love to see it. She did a beautiful job on it. Yeah.
All right, we're getting to see how to cut a t-shirt into t-shirt yarn. Okay. Oy. All right, now, does this need to be lower for you to do?
You're going to have to figure out how to do that, because I'm going to need to do it on
a table. Okay, you can do it over there, and I'll bring that over there.
So,
but meanwhile,
that's what I start out with.
This is a bottle cap. And this is the end result. This is a pin cushion. And can you see it's got on the bottom, and it's got wool around the outside? Okay.
Bottle cap.
Big bottle cap.
Partway there.
Wait, partway there. So she's sewn, whoops. She's sewn the black on the bottom. She's wrapped the piece of wool around the outside, and you're sewing it down?
Nope, that's going to get folded in when I put.
So the needle and thread is to sew the black piece onto the wrap thread.
I just had that.
Do you have to secure it to the bottle cap at all?
No, it's all held on by stitching. I sew it. It's hard to see, but I just sew it in a loop there, in a circle. But there's the bigger bottle cap.
And you stuff it with?
I use wool because I have
a garage full of fleeces.
Fleece.
The actual sheep left their fleeces in her garage.
That's because the other thing that I spin, and this was the portable spinning wheel, the Whirl. I make my own yarn, so I'm a knitter and I make my own yarn.
You may remember the
Crazy Friend Heidi,
the thread weight yarn you used for the baby christening gown. For a longest time, every time I turned around, she was drop spindling, making her thread.
Oh, you spun that yarn yourself?
This is hand spun cobweb. I did that in fact on that spindle. I have
Every
many
time.
wheels, but drop spindles can go with me
You
wherever
can
I
turn
go.
her, you know, she's talking 2 minutes to you, and so she pulls it out, wrapped up, and starts dropping it and spinning, and then, you know, she's wrapped up a few inches. Everywhere, you know, she doesn't stop. Yes, she doesn't make a special time to do it. It's when she's in between.
Now, this is
Oh, dear.
also, that is woven on, how many of you remember Weave It looms?
I don't.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, geez.
Hang on. I'll show it to you, and many of you will remember Weave It looms.
Many of us will remember.
I remember my mother taught me, they've been around since the 1920s.
Okay.
Anybody remember these?
No.
So-
Well, how different are they from this one?
This is a potholder loom meant for loops. This one has a pattern that's meant to be back and forth. You wrap it around 3 times and then you weave it in with the needle. And you make these little itty bitty squares. These are made on the 2-inch loom, and I hang them on my ukulele and my banjo cases to identify mine for when I go to the music parties.
Did you hear that? She plays the ukulele also, spins. Yes, does she sleep?
Do you sleep?
All
Yes,
right.
6 hours a night.
All right, we're back to this. We got squirrel. Here we're gonna go. We're moving over to, you're gonna work out there.
I need a cutting mat, a ruler,
She needs a cutting mat and a ruler. Okay,
and a rotary cutter.
and a rotary cutter. There's the rotary cutter. Let's get this out of the way. Can I give this to you, Kathy? And we're going to move this. We're going to take this out of the way. And if you'll take this box,
I will take the box. Forgive me, I have to change the blade to a left-handed cutter because I
She's
cut
left-handed.
left-handed.
maybe that's what's wrong with you, Heidi. You're left-handed. You're gonna have to come up closer here to watch this on Facebook Live, because I don't know if we'll be able to get what you're saying without a true camera. All right,
I have
I'll
to get-
leave you here.
You gotta bear with me, guys. I have to switch.
1001,
I
1002.
have to switch the rotary cutter because I don't cut right-handed. I cut left-handed.
One of us could cut.
No, not this.
Oh, well, the whole thing is
Okay.
on the rotary cutter.
So I'm hoping you guys will have to tell me if you can see or not, but how to cut t-shirt yarn. T-shirt.
So far we can see.
Okay, fold t-shirt in half. Now this t-shirt has a seam. If you're gonna do t-shirt yarn, you really want to get the t-shirts that don't have those side seams. But for this, I will cut it anyway. You want it to lie flat. Cut it off at the underarm. And cut off your hem. Okay.
Okay.
At home, I use a different style rotary cutter, and this is a little different from the one that I'm using, so bear with me on it. Okay.
We'll think about it.
Now, here's where the trick comes in. You fold your t-shirt so that we're going to need a pair of scissors also, by the way.
I'll get you. Let me get you a good.
So
trick.
that you can see it, there's about a 2-inch difference between the folded edges. And you will cut just, thank you.
They may be too heavy for you. Or...
They'll be fine. You can see where that fold is. You cut to just beyond the fold. Now, this is a very heavy fabric, a heavy knit. So I'm only going to cut these at 1 inch. You cut just until you cross the fold, and you're going to go somewhere between 1 inch and 1.25 inches It really depends on the weight of your t-shirts. Now, for those of you who have I think they're the June Taylor, the ones that let you just set it down and you can cut through the slots. That would make this much easier. I don't bother, I just cut it. And you will have to bear with me. I need to get through the whole shirt here. And then you'll see. Now, by the way, this is an adult size t-shirt. You get an awful lot of t-shirt yarn out of an adult t-shirt. If you don't have t-shirts of your own and you want t-shirt yarn, you go to the Salvation Army and you go look at their men's extra large or triple X or whatever. And the bigger the shirt, the more yarn. It works best when you do not have decal type designs on it, because that stuff doesn't stretch really well. I'm almost done, guys. Okay. What you end up with is a tube that looks kind of funny. You stick your hand in the middle of it, because you see we've got that edge that I didn't cut. And you start cutting at an angle.
Heidi, put your hand down a little bit.
Okay. At an angle. So if you look hard, you can see that these are offset. I didn't cut straight up. I cut from one to the next one over, right across the center of that line. And basically what I've got is a continuous spiral. And if you've got an adult size t-shirt, you can get like 30 yards of continuous spiral out of it. And then you do the fun part. You take it and you stretch it.
Oh, and that's how we.
Oop.
Oop.
And if you watch, that makes it significantly longer. And what you end up with is t-shirt yarn. Now, if you cut across the way I did, you end up with the back of the fabric, the pearl side of the knit. This has to be single jersey, single t-shirt knit. This does not work with rib knits. It does not work with double knit. And you can do it with the poly cotton shirts and cotton. But you can see there is an awful lot that you get out of one t-shirt. And any of you who were watching when we showed the pot holders that I made, oh, that broke because I used a t-shirt that had seams on the side. which normally I wouldn't be doing this with t-shirts with seams on the side. But anyway, you get a huge amount of yarn. Oh, those are, I did not. So Linda found another stack of things that I had in my collection of miscellaneous projects that are in. I am the queen of the UFO because I don't sew for the finished project. I sew because I like to play, and I'm what they call a process person. It's not the finished product that usually matters to me. It's the process of doing it. I have learned that except for big quilts, I usually make small things. Like with my knitting, yes, I have done a couple of those big shawls. Usually I stick to hats and mittens when I knit.
Yeah, but those mittens with the paws, did you see those mittens with the paws and that was.
So what Linda has here.
Wait a minute, what do you do now?
Oh, well, now I just roll it into a ball. Like.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
It's just yarn.
It's just yarn.
It's no longer a t-shirt, it's just yarn. It will become a pot holder.
It feels thicker than some.
This was a heavier t-shirt.
Ah, will you use it differently or just?
Nope, I use it the same way. It'll just make a slightly heavier pot holder.
Okay.
So I went out to California a couple of years ago. And one of the things you find in California that you don't find in the thrift shops here is you find Hawaiian shirts. And they were selling them at $2 a shirt. And I cut up, now you find fabulous shirts. Polo Ralph Lauren, really
all Hawaiian shirts by Ralph Lauren?
Not all of them, but you find Pierre Cardin shirts, and they have fabulous patterns on them. I mean, that was a shirt. It's great fun. And I cut them up. These will be, all of them are different, by the way. I have 2 of each. Right here, I have 57 of different patterns, different kinds of things. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut squares of some kind of basic backgroundy kind of fabric that will work with all of them. I'm going to cut a circle. I'm going to sew these inset as the circle. And it's just going to be a big spotted quilt.
Of course, you could do that with yard goods too.
You can do it with yard goods. You can do it with anything. But what I liked about this stuff is the variety of prints.
And what are you going to do with it? I missed it. I'm sorry. I was happy.
I'm going to cut these. I think are, what are they? Are they 8-inch circles? 2, 3, 4. This is an 8.5-inch circle, and it will be 8 inches finished. I will take a 12-inch or 13-inch block and cut a 7.5-inch circle out of the middle, and I will pin it in and I will sew it by machine together. I will piece all of these, inset all of these circles by machine and sew the blocks together because I wanted to highlight the individual prints on the fabrics. And I wanted something other than squares.
Oh, okay. So it's a bullseye quilt.
If that's what you would like to call it, yes. But it's with fabrics. I can guarantee you that this quilt will be a one-of-a-kind quilt.
Well, you're a fabriholic, right?
I am.
The bottom line, she's a fabriholic, because now we're talking fabric that's from shirts that's specifically Hawaiian, and also a memory because you traveled in California and went to thrift shops there, I gather.
On Pacific Beach in San Diego. Yes, I did.
Her brother lives in San Diego.
That is correct.
And is that when you took your granddaughter?
This was when my brother's daughter got married.
Ah, okay.
So
they've been around. Now, Heidi has bequeathed me the pockets from all of these shirts.
Yes.
So I have to come up with a solution for that. Add it to my list. We
Well,
were ferreting in my
She has to
basement.
come up with a solution, but I have a feeling I'll come up with a solution and tell telling her what she's gonna do with all of her pockets.
Linda, you want to say goodbye?
Oh, say goodbye, everybody, to
Bye,
Steve.
everyone.
But thank you
And
very much.
Deborah,
The stuff
thank you
showed was
so much.
wonderful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I loved it.
Okay, we did too.
I loved it.
We'll see you again, everyone.
Okay,
It was a
bye-bye
pleasure.
now.
Goodbye, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. That was so marvelous. That was a most marvelous supply. And he was telling me he has 50 quilts. He wants to do some sort of a display.
They're all the same design, but all different colors, and he wants to display them somewhere together as if it was one quilt. And the backs all coordinate. I'd love to see him go do something where each back has a different piece of the larger picture.
Oh, wow.
And
Come
so
on.
then you
Yeah,
put
let's
them
add to
together.
the complexity while we're at it. You do that, Heidi. If we can be more complex, Heidi will try her best. Anyway.
There's a reason I'm called crazy.
See, right? This is my crazy friend Heidi. So I know it's 3:30 and it's early, and I'm trying to think, have we got anything else to be telling you guys and enticing you with and saying, oh, did I show you the latest fabric that came? I didn't. We got this fabric, I think, on Friday. Keep smiling, sing to her, say something. I'll be right back.
Sorry, guys, I haven't got anything productive left to say at this point.
You said a lot.
But you want to toss one of those hats over?
No, I already got, I gotta get another one.
So,
No, I will get one of this. Could you brought the other one?
contrary to what everybody might think, I actually do really sew sometimes. Polar fleece hats that go together, takes about 1 yard, gets me 6 hats, and they go together in 10 minutes a hat.
But she's not allowed to put it on because it's really, they're not pretty.
But they're warm.
I told you.
She tries to tell me what to do, guys.
Okay, so you may remember a while ago, we had got in to the store the fabric set in a panel that made this bag, and it's a cityscape. Okay, and we lined it, although the pattern itself that comes on the fabric does not have it lined. And poor Sam is asleep over there. She's got her hand on the Facebook Live and she's dying, right? Yeah, but here we go. We've got it now in sailboats. And we'll make up a sample bag. This one I think isn't going to be as long, but they box the bottoms. It comes with a pocket and the straps, all in the pen. Oh, I wonder if this qualifies for Panel Palooza. Oh, 30% off. Hello. I'm not hearing the phones ring. Anyway, here is one of the coordinates. Boats. There we go. This is all from Northcott. Hey, I hear a phone ring. And this one, these came in on Friday, so these are really new. This is called Bubble Texture. And yes, this came in at the new price. What more could I say? All right, so that is the exciting stuff of the moment. Everybody has been working hard, and I want to thank all of you who have called and have wished us happy anniversary. Yes, your prizes will be ready. Everybody has taken your list, but it won't be ready for a few. You got to give me a day, huh? Just a day. And we will get your stuff ready for you. And we'll also announce the winner of that quilt. I don't know where it is. Do you know? Oh, there it is. I see the quilt. Maybe there'll be no winner. What do you think? I don't think there should be a winner. I should take, never mind. I'll be good.
We'll raffle it off. The Hey Steve. Okay then. So that's, can anybody think of anything else I should say? No.
Take another tour of the store.
Take another tour.
Show some of your yarns.
I did show them the long arms.
No, yarns.
Oh, the yarns. I mentioned the yarns. I gotta say, guys, 18 years has surprised me. I think about it, and I think 18 years is like when I was growing up, it was 18 when you could drink. And so, but you couldn't vote until you were 21. I think that was it. So I think of 18 years as being that, oh, I've finally grown up. So now that we're 18 and grown up, we hope to keep on getting older. Oh, I'm sorry, more mature, right? Maturity. So Linda Rose, anything you can say to make us happy? Got a good joke?
No, I don't have a good joke. You want to see some animals? I'll bring my animals.
Ooh, Linda Rose has been making animals. Oh, that's right. See, now she's been home during COVID, and you know, so she has been busy with her Shannon. Now, as a Shannon ambassador, she gets to really play. And now we have a lot of the patterns she uses, which are the Funky Friends, which are really simple. Or a lot of them are. She'll tell you which ones aren't and are. And she is collecting, I know there's a raccoon out there that we all think's funny. Oh, here we come. All right, Linda. Here we go. Which do you want me to hold?
Well, Peggy's gonna pull the patterns for me. Well, this is my newest. This is the lemur.
Oh, get the tail. Look at his tail.
Yeah, that's my lemur. He's got little green eyes. You can see his little eyeballs. So this is one of the newest Funky Friends patterns. Also, a new one we have is Kiki Koala. Now the koala is done in the lace seal. It's a very, very thick, if you can see how plush it is. And it gives you kind of that shadowy effect when you use it on the animals. And we do have this in stock. This was a challenge with using faux fur, so that's why he's got little furry ears. He's got little koala eyes buried in his.
Well, when you say they're a little, are they the regular? Oh, but they're buried because of the thickness of the.
Yep, thickness of the Shannon Cuddle. The only one I didn't bring was a flamingo. We don't have this. That's one. Okay. No, I was gonna. We don't have this one.
All right.
All right. So that's Kiki Koala. So don't forget, these are all on sale till the end of the month. Oh, we didn't have the lemur?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we got Kiki Koala. Okay, we've got Reggie the reindeer. So here's my little Reggie.
Oh, I love the nose.
He's got little bits of wire in his antlers.
Thank you very much.
He can sit down.
Sure enough.
Is that
dangerous at all, do you think, with kids?
Well, I don't give mine to little kids, but it is bent in half, so it's rounded and the ends are inside of it. But he does sit down. He's jointed, so I can wiggle him around. And then this is the raccoons. These are Terry's.
This fabric is so neat. That striped fabric.
Yeah, that was the lynx.
That's the lynx.
No, it's Lapin gray and black. But many of these we sell the cuddle in little rolls pre-cut. We have infinity scarves kits. We have yardage. And we have some of the 2-yard cuts. We have some of the sweet strips sets also. Get your sweet strip set.
And we have Linda Rose, who will help you. She is an ambassador, has had special training with Shannon, keeps in touch constantly, and has taught for the some of her stuff on the Shannon website. And I think they do a Facebook. Oh, what are you massaging? Uh-oh. Kiki Koala has a shortened lifespan at the rate Arona's going there.
Okay, so this is a strip pack. These are all coordinated fabrics, different textures. There's some of the luxe, some of the smooth cuddles. And these can be used for small projects like animals. They can be used into strip quilts, things like that. So that's the I just call it Scarlet, but that's got the cabin print in it. This one features the peony digital print. And again, some Luxe Cuddles in the shades from Amethyst, Jewel. It's got the Magenta Frost, Magenta Luxe. This one is shades of navies and denim kind of colors. You can do a split quilt out of that. And then we have the Silver Jubilee. I think it was last year at this point, who knows what in time, was the 25th anniversary for Shannon. So they did a Silver Jubilee kit and cuddle strip sets. So again, you could use this for an animal. Most of these are, they're 10-inch strips, but you should be able to get most of the animals out of that.
All right, that is wonderful. Well, guys, I know it's a quarter of, I know I promised 4 o'clock. I'm dying. My feet hurt. And anyway, thank you very, very much, all of you, for tuning in and listening to us blither for the last 3 hours and enjoying our eye candy instead of the fattening candy, now that we're stuck with a whole bunch of fattening candy, which I bought because I do that out of habit. So you got to visit the store. So, oh, maybe we'll start sending them candy with the, visit the store and get some cookies and things like that that we have all wrapped up waiting for you. I really, really appreciate you coming with us and spending time. And thank you, thank you, thank you from So What's New and Yarn Too. And everybody here, Arona.
Thank you, thank you.
And Linda Rose.
Oh, bye.
And Linda Rose. Terry went home already. And Kathy.
Thank you,
Kathy. Come on, Kathy. Kathy and Sam is struggling.
Thank you.
Oh, goodbye, Terry.
Okay.
Kathy.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Anniversary.
Gotta end.
Happy anniversary.
Bye, Marge.
Bye, Jean. Bye.